Talk Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Galloway. Good evening, dear listener. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Friday night, coming up to 10 o'clock. 0344 499 1000. We call you back. Very, very high-octane show plan this evening. Here's the news.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There I was, digging his hole in the ground, so big and sort of round it was, and there was I, digging it deep. It was flat at the bottom and the sides were steep. When along comes this bloke in a bowler, which he lifted and scratched his head. Whoa, he looked down the hole, poor demented soul, and he said, do you mind if I make a suggestion? Don't dig it there, dig it elsewhere. You're digging it round and it ought to be square. The shape of it's wrong, it's much too long, and you can't put a hole where a hole don't belong. I ask, what a liberty, eh? Nearly bashed him right in the bowler. Well, there was I, stood in me hole, shoveling earth. For all that I was worth, I was, and there was him, standing up there so grand and official, with his nose in the air. So I gave him a look sort of sideways, and I leaned on me shovel and sighed. Whoa, I lit me a fag, and having took a drag, I replied, I just couldn't bear to dig it elsewhere. I'm digging it round 'cause I don't want it square. And if you disagree, it doesn't bother me. That's the place where the hole's gonna be. Well, there we were, discussing this hole in the ground, so big and sort of round it was. It's not there now. The ground's all flat, and beneath it is the bloke in the bowler hat. And that's that.
There we go, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. It is Friday. We made it this far. We have made it this far. Catherine Boyle is joining me in the studio.
Boom.
Holly is out there taking your phone calls this evening. She is the temporary secretary, one of Paul McCartney's finest songs, of course, temporary secretary. She is replacing Ed for the moment. Because Ed is a turncoat, backstabber, former friend.
I saw him today as I came in. I don't think he meant to. I think he was trying to avoid me.
I don't even want to know. About that.
I called him a splitter.
Yes, well, in many ways. 0344 499 1000. Tonight's show is, it's going to be fueled by many, many things. Lots to talk about, including Herbalife, scooters, and by scooters I mean the motorised scooters, but more importantly than that, I want to discuss with you my new favourite programme. It's the third time I've introduced this topic of conversation, but god damn it, I can't get enough of Naked and Afraid. Before that though, let's go to Chris. Evening, Chris.
Evening.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, good, thank you.
What a tune to start off with.
Isn't it a great song? I think it was produced by George Martin, who produced the Beatles. I know he produced Right Said Fred, the song, not the group. And so I assume he produced that. And I tell you why it's in my head. Because I am listening to... I got really into audio books, right? And I like hearing biographies and autobiographies, but only if they're read by the person that's written them. And me and Kath found a great way to legally get loads of these books for free. There's a website where you sign up, and you get the first month free, and you get a free audiobook. And what you do is once you've downloaded it, you return it. You can do it 9 times before they freeze your account. So, I was listening, Chris, on the way in, to a book I had forgotten I had downloaded, right? It is, without a shadow of the doubt, I wonder if it's on my computer, because I'll play some of it, the most pompous, arrogant autobiography I have ever heard in my life. And I've tweeted, I would do it as a competition, but I've tweeted it. It's Billy Idol's, so everyone knows what it was. Oof. But
oof indeed.
Oof. It is, there's a delicious, it's quite sweary, so you've got to be careful, but there's a delicious line where he talks about bunking school, and he goes, and I just thought, F school. But he says the actual swear words, guys. If I've got it on my computer, I'll play some of it, because it really is a treat. Chris, what you called in for?
I can't remember now.
Was it Pumas?
No, it was about... you did mention it earlier, and I forgot now.
Naked and Afraid.
You do this, you just carry on, and then I just lose track.
Well, OK, what have we mentioned? So we're only 5 minutes into the show. If me and Kath can't piece together the missing links, then, for God's sakes, nobody can. Herbal Life?
No.
Naked and Afraid? There was a third...
no, I don't watch much telly now.
Scooters!
It's weird, that.
Scooters!
Scooters. Are you getting one?
I'm thinking of getting one, yes.
Because I passed me little 125 a couple of years ago, and I want to get a big one now.
Oh, well, hang on, a big one would be...
You mean a motorbike?
Yes, that would be a motorbike.
Yeah, as in proper bike, yeah.
Well...
Because I did my CBT, and then the next grade up's like...
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. CBT, right, it means I know three different meanings of CBT. One is the motorbike test, right, but I can't remember what it stands for. The second one is cognitive behavioural therapy. That's like talking therapy. The third one is cock and ball torture.
Well,
Is it though?
Well, yeah. It's not the third one.
Okay. So you've got your licence.
The CBT is not a test.
Oh. Right.
No, it's to make sure you're safe on the road. It's not a test, though.
Okay.
No.
So, but
Is
so
it
you
more
want...
of a fun quiz?
Yeah, you go in there, you learn to ride a motorbike, but you do it for road safety, and then you can ride a bike, but it's not a test.
Oh.
You don't pass or fail.
My worry is, if I do learn to ride a scooter, I'll end up being boring. Like,
Whoa.
eh? No, because it is quite boring to talk about, isn't it, Chris?
It is, yeah, but that's where you get hooked on it, and then because you might travel down some country.
Oh, Chris, unfortunately the phone's breaking up, and that is such a shame, mate, because I was really enjoying that. Let me play you the... hang on a second. It's gonna be one of those shows tonight. Don't forget, of course, you can listen on DAB. You can listen using the Talk Radio app, or you can listen online at www.talkradio.co.uk. Let me just listen to this. This is just the most... Hang on a minute. Shh. Listen to this deliciously pompous... Okay, we'll accept this bit. Deliciously pompous introduction to Billy Idol's autobiography. Listen to this.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol. Read by the author.
There's no way Billy Idol wrote this. Listen to it. I don't think he swears in the first couple of minutes. Yeah, I'm Billy Idol. It's actually a really good impression. Listen.
Prologue. They say if you hear the bang, you're still alive.
We're in!
By the morning of February the 6th, 1990, I'd been living on a fine edge for more than a decade.
Yeah.
Always courting disaster to
Billy
experience
Idol.
the biggest high.
Yeah.
Not John.
I'd been living the deranged life. I felt so nihilistic. Yet why hadn't I just tuned in and dropped out? Instead, I followed Jim Morrison's credo. The credo of Coleridge and at one point Wordsworth. The credo of self-discovery through self-destruction I so willfully subscribed to until this moment.
I'm Billy Idol.
Live every day as if it's your last, and one day you're sure to be right. On this fateful morning, I'm standing wide awake at dawn in the living room of my house.
Listen to him
in the Hollywood
describing
Hills,
LA. Listen.
overlooking the Los Angeles basin that falls and stretches away toward the high-rising pillars of downtown.
He never wrote this.
I haven't slept, still buzzing from the night's booze and illicit substances lingering in my bloodstream, staring at the view of the city beginning its early morning grumbling. Daylight unfolds and casts shadows within the elevation, as if God is slowly revealing his colours for the day from his paint box.
You got a problem with this? God, as if God is slowly revealing his colours from the paint box?
I also like... from the booze and illicit substances in my bloodstream.
I'm Billy Idol. I'm going to tell you how it is. It's like this.
The hues of brown and green of earth and foliage, offset by the bleached white of the protruding rocks that hold my home in place on the hillside.
Huh?
Standing at my window, I hear the sirens blaring in the distance. Someone wasn't so lucky, I think, as I tune into the rumble of the cars ferrying tired and impatient commuters on the 101 freeway that winds through the Coenga Pass, the sound of a world slowly getting back in motion.
Yeah, Billy
The
Idol.
constant moan of the freeway echoes that of my tired and played-out soul. Just the night before, after almost 2 years of work, we put the aptly titled album Charmed Life to bed.
2 years?
I'm feeling some pressure. Home early from...
Yeah, he will... Right, 2 years to make that album.
But if he does talk like that, it's going to take
He is
forever.
going to describe exactly what that 2 years of work involved. You'll see why it took quite so long to
Is it
record the
illicit
album.
substances?
from the De Rigger studio party. I say that as if we threw one party to celebrate the completion of the album, but the truth is that the party went on for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years of never-ending booze, broads and bikes, plus a steady diet of pot, cocaine, ecstasy, smack, opium, quaaludes and reds. I passed out in so many clubs and woke up in hospitals so many times.
Yeah.
There were incidents of returning to consciousness to find I was lying on my back, looking at some uniformly drab, grey hospital ceiling, cursing myself and thinking that I was next in line to die outside an LA nightclub or on some cold stone floor, surrounded by strangers and paparazzi.
Sounds like a hell of a party.
I've been taking GHB, a steroid, to help relieve the symptoms of the fatigue that has been plaguing me and preventing me from working out and keeping my body in some semblance of good
I
shape.
don't think it's that.
If you take too much GHB, which I'm prone to do,
It's a sex
it's
drug.
like putting yourself in a temporary coma for 3 hours.
Yeah.
To observers, it appears as if you're gone from this world.
Yeah.
When we began recording in 1988, we promised each other we'd be cool and focused and not wholly indulge in drugs and debauchery.
But
as weeks stretched into months, Fridays often finished early with drop time, the moment we all took ecstasy.
don't do drugs.
And then Friday soon became Thursday and so on, until all rules were taboo.
Okay,
We somehow...
I'm seeing why it's taken him so long to get
Oh, he
a
hadn't even
record.
started yet. This is still the prologue, remember?
So he knocked out a record in 2 minutes after this, did he?
I managed to make music through the constant haze. It seemed like every few days I was recovering from yet another wild binge, and it took 3 days to feel normal again.
Yeah. Tell us
The
about the
album
girls.
proved to be slow going.
Tell us about the
and
girls.
the only way to feel any kind of relief from the pressure was to get blotto, avoid all human
Blotto.
feelings, and reach back into the darkness once again. Somewhere in that darkness, I told myself there was a secret of the universe or some hidden creative message to be found.
On it goes. It's
Seriously, don't do drugs because it's boring.
boring. It turns you into a boring old man. They were having lots of sex in the studio as well. They'd all walk
Really?
around naked having sex, yes. So,
It stank.
the thing is, right, I got a soft spot for Billy Idol. Because he did a brilliant Christmas album. You heard his Christmas album, haven't you?
Yes.
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful, and I think he gets the Billy Idol joke. But I don't think I can name 3 Billy Idol songs. White Wedding.
Yeah. Hot in the city. Hot in the city.
Was that Billy Idol?
Yeah.
All right, in that case, I can name 4: Mony Mony and Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
So you
Well,
can name more than 3.
I can name 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, was he that big a deal? Because he was British,
Yeah.
moved to America as a kid, came back as a kid, then was a punk. Was he Generation X? Was that his band? I think that might have been his band. I haven't got that far in the audiobook yet. And then became like a pop sensation.
See, the thing is, he was already a little bit of a bit old-fashioned, a bit of a joke when I was growing up. So maybe he was bigger in America because of that.
Yeah,
they
I
love
think
a Brit, don't they?
Well, he would have been there at the start of the pop video. He looked great in the pop videos. The white spiky hair and the leather jacket. Yeah, he would have looked great. So I've been listening to that. Oh, I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's going to be a relaxed kind of show this evening, guys. 0344 499 1000. We're going to sit here and chew the cud. You are welcome to call in about absolutely anything you want. You're listening to Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Actually, we are, both of us, for some of that break, were singing the praises of Billy Idol. White Wedding's a great song, because he's got a really low growl, hasn't he? It's a nice day. Really, you don't hear...
little sister, what have you done?
Here we go. This is today's phone in 0344 499 1000. We call you back, guys, and I've just tweeted Billy Idol, so when he calls in, I've given him the international number. When he calls in, we will push him to the front of the queue. But by the way, if you're phoning up, you'll get to speak to Holly this evening. So for goodness sakes, be polite to her, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, come on. It's not Ed. It's Ed we hate. Holly we like. But songs, because most pop songs are mid to high. Okay, when you and I have discussed off air, I think, Frankie Valli's in inverted commas falsetto, because that's not a falsetto.
No.
That's like if my dad were to go, big girls don't cry. That's not a falsetto. Frankie Valli cannot sing, okay?
I don't get it, and I don't get how we're supposed to believe that there were women throwing themselves at that.
Whereas Brian Wilson's was a falsetto.
But it's got a power to it, and a sweetness to it.
So most pop songs are medium to high, okay? And by the way, can I just say, my youngest, when I came back from New York, 2 things had happened musically. One was bad, one was good. The first one was, he wouldn't stop talking about Ed Sheeran. He's talking about Ed Sheeran all the time, going, what are you doing, boy? I've been away a week. But the good thing is, he knows... He can listen to Wannabe by the Spice Girls and tell me exactly what would be happening in the video at that point in the song. He has become obsessed with the Spice Girls.
He's not asked you what Zig a Zig R is, has he?
No, but he sings it. He sings it, and it is... I'll see if I can record him this weekend and play it out next week, because he's 5 and it's great, and I think the Spice Girls are an absolutely brilliant band. But can we compile a list of songs or singers that have got low voices in? Now, I can tell you the lowest voice in any pop or rock song. Way on down, way on down. You know the Elvis song?
Yeah.
You know at the end of that
Yeah.
Elvis song, and it's not Elvis that does it. That's the interesting thing. It's the other fella, his backing singer, who doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Have a listen to this, right? This is the lowest note ever recorded by a human being. Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's way on down, way on. Brown noise.
Yeah.
That's actual brown noise. 03.
It's redirecting elephants hundreds of miles away.
499 1000. Andy, you're on the show. Good evening, Andy.
Hello, pop singers with low voices.
Go on then, fella. What you got?
Barry White.
Yeah, Barry White. We'll put Barry White on the list. I don't get Barry White. I think his music is awful. I think it's a really horrible sound. And also, right, Andy, name me one woman that would have sex with Barry White.
Oh, they did though, didn't they?
Well, but why? What? Oh, come on, Catherine. You're better than that.
Money, I was going to say.
You're better than that.
It wouldn't be that.
No. But he was a sex symbol. The Walrus of Love. His nickname was the Walrus.
Yeah, but not generally because people were doing it with him, but because it got them feeling fruity.
I want to make love.
Because of all that. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
You're gonna get it good. You're gonna get it nice and hard.
As soon as I put this butty down.
Who was that? Vic and Bob, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I love big plate of chips.
Yeah, Barry White. Barry White's on the list, Andy. What's your romantic music, Andrew? If you want to get in the mood for a little bit of slap and tickle, what record or what CD would you fire up?
Probably something by the Commodores or something like that.
Yeah, the Commodores. That's Lionel Richie, isn't it? The Commodores.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie on his own.
Yeah, Lionel Richie on his own. The Commodores, if it's an orgy. That would name another member of the Commodores. You can't. Here we go. This is. Here come the
Jimmy Somerville.
The phone-ins are coming thick and fast. We want low-voiced singers or low-voiced pop songs and bands where you can only name one member. The Commodores. Mm-hmm. Straight in there, Andy. We've done it. You've come up with a phone-in topic. You see, it's easy.
I've actually pulled out a.
Sorry.
Just
to speak to us.
Billy Idol album from the collection.
You've done what?
I've pulled out a Billy Idol album from the collection.
Yeah, go on. What's on there?
Rebel Yell.
Yes.
Hot in the City.
Hot in the city. Hot in the city tonight.
That's the one. White Wedding.
Yes.
Eyes Without a Face.
What? Eyes Without a Face? That's unfortunate.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think that would survive in the wild.
No.
Catch My Fall.
In a minute, Andy. You just carry on reading us the songs.
Mony Mony.
You are a little bit, but don't matter. We'll take anybody.
That's side one.
Thank you very much indeed. One can only imagine what is on side two. Paul's in Liverpool. Good evening, Paul.
Evening, Ian.
Good evening, Paul. Now, you have a vast musical knowledge. I want low-voiced singers and bands where you can only name one member of the band.
Generation X, Billy Idol.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I do wonder what the rest of Generation X, when he went off and became a huge star in the late 80s. It was about 4 years.
I was responsible for that, Ian.
Sorry?
I was responsible for Billy going to America.
Shut up, man. Go on.
Well, he was appearing at Eric's in Liverpool, and he'd left Generation X, and he was on his downer, really. He was getting nowhere. But he got on the stage, and he sang this song called Dancing With Myself. From the floors of Tokyo, I drive a London town to go. With a record selection and a mirror reflection, I'll be dancing with myself. Oh. Anyway, it was absolutely fantastic. That guy had so much charisma on the stage. Yeah. And he had those feet, like he was walking on water, he just slipping and sliding.
Okay, I don't really remember Billy Idol as being much of a mover, but if you say so, I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, we got outside, and he was sitting in his minibus. He was a little bit despondent. I said, Billy, that's one of the best gigs I've ever been to. You are a superstar, mate. You are wasted in this country. They don't appreciate you. Get to America. Rock and roll. You're rock and roll, Bill. And he said, do you think so? I said, Bill, get over there, mate.
Do you think so, fella? I tell you what, right, let's recreate it. I'm Billy Idol in my minibus.
Oh, listen to
and you're a much younger Paul, and I'm sat there smoking. Have I got a fag on? I'm smoking a cigarette, probably.
No, he's just staring into space. You look despondent.
All right, I'm staring into space. You come up to me. Go on.
Bill, that was a fantastic gig. What are you looking so down for?
Oh man, it's just since I left Generation X, it's just not happening. I'm here playing Eric's in Liverpool. It's not happening, man.
Bill, you've got a great repertoire of songs there, mate. In America, this sort of music, this sort of rock and roll beat, this is rockabilly. They love it in the States. They really appreciate this, man. Get over there, mate.
You really
You're
think
wasting your time in this dull little country. America waits for you, Bill. Get over there.
Do you really think so?
Bill, I'll pay you there for. I'm already buying a ticket for Ian Lee to travel across on the Greyhound.
Ian Lee, but geez, he's only 9 years old now, because this is the early 80s.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Time's collapsing, you know.
Time is collapsing. God, don't tell us that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, well done, Paul.
So you invented Billy Idol.
Well, I just said to him, Bill, get to America, mate. They'll love you over there.
The rest is history.
He had the songs.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, he's on the jet plane and he's leaving and he'll never be back again.
That's John Denver now. Now you're getting confused, fella. You're muddling your genres.
And he went to America and he became a superstar.
He did, didn't he?
He had the X Factor, mate.
But he had, because the prologue goes on in that book, because of course he had that horrific motorbike accident, didn't he? That knackered him for quite a long time. And I think that may be when he got clean from drink and drugs. Good for you, Mr. Billy Idol. We'll ask him when he comes on. I've tweeted him the phone number, so he'll be phoning up. Get ready, Holly. If we get a phone call from Los Angeles, California, just get rid of everyone and whack him straight through, all right?
Try not to be too attracted to him, though, because he is absolutely irresistible.
That'll be Billy Idol. Paul, anything else, sir?
Well, I was thinking of a deep song. I was thinking about Lee Marvin, you know.
Oh!
I was born under wandering stars.
You've actually made it more melodic than Lee Marvin did. 'Cause I remember that was a bit. He's on the list. Paul, thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. Here we go. Right. The phone-ins are coming thick and fast tonight. Pop stars or songs with low voices? Mm-hmm. Bands you can only name one member of. Have you ever given a celebrity advice? And have you ever seen a celebrity in a minibus? 0344 499 1000. We call you back. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Pop stars or records with low voices. Bands where you can only name one member of. I'll give you one, the Dave Clark Five. I mean, really. Jerry and the Pacemakers. Jerry Marsden. I couldn't name another pacemaker. Freddie and the Dreamers. Freddie, what was Freddie's last name? Garrity. Rafferty. Freddie Garrity, I think. Freddie Garrity from Freddie and the Dreamers. Bands you can only name one member of. Pop stars in minibuses, and have you ever given advice to a celebrity? 0344 499 1000. You can listen to us on DAB, you can listen to us online, and right now while we are live, you can watch us if you go to periscope.com periscope.tv/ Iain Lee. But the best way to get in touch, dear listener, it's not a passive show. It is a show where your engagement is integral to it being halfway decent. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Now, before the show, Catherine and I watched 2 episodes, count 'em, of my new favourite show. I'm holding up the DVD to the people, the ladies and gentlemen at home, and on here, Naked and Afraid. This was a show that didn't really watch much TV in the States. I like watching TV in the States because it's kind of nuts. But in my hotel room anyway, I was spoilt because there were kind of box sets. So I watched some Tim and Eric, which is I really got into and thought was very funny. But I did flick through the TV one night and saw this thing, Naked and Afraid, and I phoned up to Catherine and said, Kath, you got to watch this. And you knew about it.
Yeah, love it.
And it's a programme where 2 people get trapped on. Well, there's different series in Africa, in India, or on a desert island, and they've got to survive for 3 weeks. The Amazon. They've got to survive for 3 weeks. Boring. Hang on a second, Mr. TV exec, before you kick us out of your office and do some cocaine. They're naked. And it's never explained why they're naked. And you see them, it's a man and a woman, they don't know each other, and you see them arrive at the island separately. And every episode, me and Kath go, get them off, sunshine! Because I do these long, pompous monologues about what they want to achieve from. Yeah. Get them off, get out the boat, get into that island, buddy.
Drop them.
And they're allowed. Well, here's the thing, right? They're allowed to take one luxury item each.
Yeah, the one we saw in America.
Yes.
Was they were freestyling. So one of them took a big Le Creuset and the other guy had an axe or something.
A pot and an axe, right?
Right, but these guys.
Yeah.
A machete And a fire starter.
A fire starter. Now, then you and I had. First of all, that's cheating.
No.
Give him a fire starter.
Because bearing in mind the one we saw in America, it took them 21 days of rubbing sticks together to get anything.
3 weeks of rubbing sticks. But then you got confused because you then thought by fire starter it was the thing you get in kitchens where you flick it. So it's like a long lighter.
Gas,
No, it's not. It's just like a little sort of flint, 2 flints in a box, and you strike it and it makes sparks.
I think it's still cheating.
But we watched it. We streamed one, probably illegally on Periscope. I will never. I've got 4 discs in here, 11 hours, and we're halfway through disc 1, and I'm already thinking, man, I should get online and order another series because I will never get bored of watching this programme. It's just incredible.
The second episode was delicious, right?
Oh, man!
You had this very straight-laced Mormon with a very outdoorsy, feisty but kind of hippie woman, right? He's recently married and was praying a lot to God about.
He was praying about something on his hands and knees. So like in the downward dog position, he's naked.
Yeah. He was worried about breaking his covenants, and he said, last night it got so cold I could feel her body heat and I was so tempted to get closer. I don't think he meant in a sexy way. I think he meant because he was freezing.
But what's interesting about it is they all go nuts within 2 days. 2 days, and they go completely feral.
And they totally go back on everything I thought. So she was going, I don't think you should be killing those animals because I think we should be, wandering through the jungle and not disrupting nature. By the end, she's like, kill it! Kill it now!
The first episode, the woman goes, yeah, this will be easy. Now, I teach Native American studies. This will be easy. She goes within 3 days. She can't have it. The second one, they go 2 weeks without food. Then they catch a snake.
A massive boa constrictor.
Massive snake. And then they cook it. But they cook it for like a day. So they go to eat it and it's like it's turned to stone.
It's rock hard.
And then they catch, and then a week, so then about 6 days later, so 20 days, they haven't eaten anything. Literally haven't eaten. They catch a second snake.
By this time, they're moving really slowly because they've got no energy at all.
They catch a second snake, and we're going, well, they can't muff cooking. They set fire to the cave. It's a cave made of rock, and there's a massive fire in it.
What happened was they fell asleep while it was cooking. So that was another snake ruined.
Such a good. I love it. Evening, Jamie.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good, man. And the prep. Before each show for the next 2 weeks is going to be us watching Naked and Afraid, so expect lots and lots of N&A commentary throughout the next couple of weeks, guys. That'll get the kids. That'll get our listener figures up.
Definitely.
Yeah, yes.
And balls.
And balls. Sorry. Handballs. New balls, please.
Good stuff. I'm ringing about your deep voice.
Yes, sir.
Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. Or I Hurt Myself, that song.
Oh, that song.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got to put Cash on there.
That song made me cry. That's
the winner.
So hard.
I'll tell you, all of the songs on those last 3 or 4 albums he recorded with Rick Rubin, the American music albums. Dear God, when it's a man he's doing it, he's working harder than he's ever worked because his wife died.
Heartbroken.
And he knows that this is like his last will and testament in music form. So he's just churning out these songs. I got a really great box set, which you can't get now. A great box set of outtakes. I'll lend it to you. Of outtakes from those sessions, and it's just incredible. Rick Rubin's a genius. Who did he produce? Beastie Boys? Was that where he started?
I think so,
Don't Google it, we're better than that. I think he produced the Beastie Boys, and he did a couple of albums with Neil Diamond that were a return to form. Yes, Johnny Cash, of course.
Iain.
Yes?
Sorry, just on another note, I've talked to you on Twitter a couple of times there, but the whistling war.
Oh, you're the guy that think you can whistle better than me?
Definitely can.
Here we go.
Well...
Who's first?
Well, I mean, I thought tonight would be a light-hearted little bit of fun, but already at 20 minutes to 11, I'm going to
Donkey Kong.
I'm going to humiliate a caller.
Stuff just got real.
Go on then, James. Let's hear it. What you got?
Okay.
Okay, strong.
Okay, that's your warm up. Do you want to do your actual piece now?
Yeah, can do.
Go on then. The good, nice little warm up. Away you go. Now do the real thing.
Let me think of a good one. Hang on. You've got me. You let's hear yours first while I think of one. Okay.
You are going ooh, ooh, ooh behind your whistle.
I'm gonna have to go country and western on you.
Go on then, buddy. Away you go.
Ooh.
Why can I hear two whistles going on?
Have you got the radio on, or have you
What
got
is-
a
what-
double mouth?
Hand three.
What? There's something going on there that makes me suspicious. Something
No way.
that makes me very suspicious. But I am prepared to take you on. Are you ready?
Go on.
Here we go.
No way. That's not you. I can do that all day long.
Thank you very much, Jamie. I think I destroyed you there, buddy. Think I destroyed you there. 03. Did we just lose another? Did we lose a caller? I don't know what happened there. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
In it though. Melvin's listening. Do you know what Melvin does?
Go on.
For a living?
It
was something we've spoken about this week. He does it for a living.
Oh.
You'll never guess.
Stripper?
No. He makes the old violins.
Oh.
He makes violins. Isn't that cool?
Mm.
Isn't that cool? Imagine. I mean, I don't know why he makes them, because you can buy them.
Yeah.
So it's like people that make bread. They sell it in supermarkets now, guys, for pennies.
Maybe the violin tastes better if you made it yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's something in there. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Listening to Howard's Trail there. Howard is on Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. It's a great listen. We'll probably catch some of it because I'll be driving back from Portishead. Oh, no, hang on. I'll be driving on... oh, no, you can get it on the M4. It's the M40 you can't get Talk Radio on. I'll be listening to some of that after Eddie Large, an evening with Eddie Large. If you're coming on Sunday, I shall be sticking around afterwards if you want to say hello and take pictures and stuff like that. I don't know about Eddie. I know he's not been very well recently. He sent me an email when we got back from New York saying, I've not been very well.
Oh, dear.
And I'm thinking, oh, please cancel. Honestly, I'm dreading it now. I'm dreading it. But he's fine and he's fighting fit and he's getting very, very excited about the whole thing on Sunday evening. But Howard's got Whitley Strieber on. I've read a Whitley Strieber book. He's one of these, these nut jobs that thinks he's been abducted by aliens, and fair play to him. There's a film based on it.
Did he get probed?
Well, I think why have aliens got such a fascination with anuses?
Dunno.
Is it because they sound similar? Aliens, anus, there's a similarity.
I don't know why they would, because that's not where all the interesting stuff is.
Someone on Twitter has said bands you only know one member of. T'Pau. Here we go. A lot of 80s ones. I'm putting Wet Cubed. Wet.
Wet cubed.
Wet.
Isn't that wet?
It don't matter. But you only know one member from that, and boy, what a member. Now, this could be controversial because I know that some of the listeners will be able to name the other two members, but aha.
Well, I was just thinking that.
Aha.
Pal Wakata.
Sorry?
And Mags something.
Yeah, there we go, you see. So it's...
You're right. You're kind of right.
Well, then in that case, we can't put it on the list. If you're wondering what we're talking about...
What about 5 Star?
No, loads of them. Sharon?
No.
The Rodney?
No.
What's the fella that had his face all done?
Delroy.
Delroy?
Oh, no, that was Stedman. Delroy's the other brother.
Stedman, the British Jacksons. Yeah. If you're wondering what we're talking about, dear listener, if you're flicking through your dial, stay where you are. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but all other radio stations have had to close down tonight because there has been a nuclear strike in Russia and the radiation affects it. But because we're broadcasting on DAB using really crappy old tech, like in Battlestar Galactica, that's the only reason that in that series that spaceship was still able to go, because it was old tech. We're using old tech, so all the other radio stations have closed down because of the nuclear strike that's taking place in Russia and America. No, there's nuclear war happening in Russia and America. Hate to scare you guys, but that's what's going on. The world is being destroyed. So we're going to carry on talking nonsense this evening. We are asking for singers and songs with low voices, bands where you can only name one member of them, pop stars or celebrities you have given advice to, and have you ever seen a celebrity on board a minibus? Not a tour bus, a minibus. 0344 499 1000. We're tweeting about Naked and Afraid, and then someone tweeting, I can't remember who it was, apologies please, received them as in the way they were meant to be, I'm sorry. But someone said there's a programme in America called 60 Days Doing Time or something.
What?
And,
Naked?
No, I don't think you're naked in
that's
this.
where they've gone wrong.
By the way, we're going to play a fun game in a minute, I've just thought of, where we're going to list TV shows and put at the end of it, and naked. Okay, we're going to have fun with it. We're just going to list them, and naked, and we'll see how many more viewers we could get. No, so it's like a normal person who's not a criminal, good guy, goes into one of the, American prisons. They are...
like a pen, the state pen.
They are really tough. They have to go into a prison for 60 days and pretend to be a prisoner, and they have to kind of mix in with the gangs, as we all know from watching Prison Break and various prison movies. There's always a black gang. There's always an Aryan Nation gang. There's always a
Hispanic
gang. There's always a gay gang that go around having sex with all the other men. And that is, I think those are all the gangs. Those are the major gang groups.
And on the
prison.
outskirts, there's always like an accountant.
Yes.
And there's always,
there's always a guy who gets his glasses broken.
Yeah.
So apparently there's this show. And I'm just thinking, maybe I haven't watched television for a long old time. I've given up on TV because it's pony. But maybe American television is where it's at. 0344 499 1000. Let's play the game. We are going to take it in turns. We're going to name TV shows and put "and naked" at the end of it to see how much better it would be.
Okay.
Let's start with the show that I got rejected from, Hunted and Naked.
Okay. Here we go with Question Time and Naked.
Oh, man. Okay. Jeremy Kyle and Naked. And they would as well. In fact, I bet some of them he's got to beg them to put their clothes on.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
What about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here and Naked?
The News and Naked. Of course.
Bong.
Obs.
What about The Queen's Speech?
Oh!
And Naked.
Yes, that is delicious. Okay. Oh, here we go. Animal Hospital and Naked.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
Yeah!
Okay.
Naked Vets.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What about... let me think.
This is the next 2 hours sorted, by the way, guys.
Okay.
0344 499 1000.
Desperate Housewives and Naked.
Okie dokie. Can't pay? We'll take it away. And naked. They're naked. What do they call it? Sheriffs.
Bailiffs.
Naked bailiffs. But they never
letting you in.
I'm afraid the helmet has just crossed your threshold, so legally I'm allowed to enter you. The house.
Take your foot out of the door. That's not my foot.
Go on, give us one more.
Okay, here we go with... okay, what about... Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Watercolour challenge. And naked.
MasterChef and naked. This is going to be the hardest 15 minutes. Well, it's just going to be a half 15 minutes.
Stop touching it.
Andy!
Hello.
Hello, Andy.
Group C can only name one member.
Yes, sir.
The Style Council.
He's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Jam, but yes, the Style Council.
And Dire Straits.
Well, here's the thing, because right, Mark Knopfler, of course, but now the rest of Dire Straits have formed a band, haven't they? Called what's it called? It's called something like Out of Dire Straits, or they formed a band because obviously they got annoyed that they couldn't play any gigs. Knopfler. But by the way, if we ever do a phone-in, which we will next week on Boring Rock Stars, Mark Knopfler is at the top of that list. In fact, we'll do that tonight as well. Boring Rock Stars. Here we go. This is. It turns out standing up, you come out with lots of ideas. Boring Rock Stars. Mark Knopfler's at the top of that list, Andy. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Clive. Good evening, Clive.
It's not Clive, it's Billy Idle.
Yes, Billy.
I'm just come off the stage.
Yes.
I'm a bit tired, but what about Naked One Man and His Dog?
Well, you've not quite got it the format properly.
The sheep are naked. The dog's naked.
Yes.
Everyone's naked.
One man and his dog and naked.
One naked man.
Yes.
With his dog.
I've seen that film. Unfortunately, there was a mix-up in the shop.
I streamed that one accidentally one night. Anyway,
yes.
I've got to fly back to Leeds, where I live.
Okay. Wow.
And I've got a little song for you, a special little song.
Oh, there you go. Lovely, Billy.
All right, just a second. I'm just getting the backing group round ready. What have you done here, little sister? Who's the only one? Hey, little sister, who's your Superman? Hey, little sister, who's the one you want? Hey, little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to start again.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Billy. Let's go to Colin. Good evening, Colin.
Hi.
Oh. Hi, Colin.
Jim will fix it and naked.
Oh, no.
Oh, Colin, now, please. Come on now. But fair play within the rules of the game.
How about George Clark's Amazing Spaces and naked?
Who was the fella that used to blow up chimneys?
Oh.
What was his programme? Because imagine that, right? Imagine the name of that programme, right? But then at the end of it, you say "I'm naked" as part of the game, but I don't know what it's called. But you imagine it and then say "I'm naked," and that's your joke for you there.
What about...
Good joke for you, that is.
What was he called? I can't remember.
Clem Burchill?
Yeah. The old grey whistle test.
Oh, dear. It's going to be one of those shows, guys. One of those shows. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. You know the rules, though, by now, as much as they are. We just sit here. I've been standing all week, and I'm finding... I've experimented with doing shows standing before, but it creates a different energy. It creates a different vibe, and it makes me... if I sit down, I find I'm able to... relax more, whereas if I'm standing up, I have to give a bit more energy to the performance. It's much more exhausting because I'm kind of bouncing around. But I think it's I don't know. I think it's better, guys.
We've been to radio stations, haven't we, where they haven't got chairs?
Yeah.
Because they think it's the best way to do it.
I think it is interesting, but I do find it absolutely exhausting. But something happened to us in America, guys. And we
ate a lot of burgers.
Yeah, that'll be it. But we've both come back incredibly inspired. I'm gently persuading my boss that we should change the title of the show, and he's making promising sounds. We're having a lunch on Tuesday. I really want to call the show The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. It's a minor difference, right? And so some of you will be going, well, so what? But I just think calling it Late Nights with Iain Lee was good for a year. But if I were... It doesn't really say that... I believe that this show is presenting an alternative to all the other radio stations out there that are doing the usual phone-ins.
As well as all the negativity there is out there.
Yeah. So I think by calling it the Late Night Alternative, it just gives a little kind of, there's something a little bit different. We can expect something a little bit different from this. I don't know. It's just an idea, and I think it might have... it will have a psychological impact on me. That's the main thing, dear listener. That's the main thing. Fred Dibner and Naked. Thank you very much, Phil. 0344 499 1000. Chris, do stay there. We will be coming to you after the news. I can see someone calling in whose number ends 920. We shall be coming to you during the news as well. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. You're listening to Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
There's about 3 of you suggesting Loose Women and Naked. Thank you, guys. Lots to talk about. You can call in about any old stuff. Chris, Barry, stay there. I'll come to you after the news. You could be joining them. 0344 499 1000. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Yeah, it sounds good. I think it works.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There we go. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Greg has got the hang of this. Loose Women and Naked, Flog It and Naked, Pointless and Naked, Watchdog and Naked, Neighbours and Naked. Here's one, Chucklevision and Naked. We're just adding the words and naked to the end of the TV programmes. Other things we've got, loads of phone-ins tonight, guys. Singers or pop songs with very deep voices. Bands where you can only name one member of. Boring rock stars. If there's one thing rock stars should not be, it's boring. It's boring. We don't want boring rock stars. Mark Knopfler. Pop stars in minibuses, and have you ever given advice to a celebrity? 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Barry.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Barry. What you got?
I've got an and naked for you.
Go on, mate.
Not be the nicest. Casualty. And naked.
Oh, imagine that! I don't know if Duffy is still in it, but imagine Duffy and Charlie with their bits wobbling around.
Wouldn't be good. Also, last night you were asking for famous elephants.
Oh, yeah, go on.
What was the big thing that was in Sesame Street called?
That was not an elephant. That was a snuffleupagus. You can't...
I thought it was an elephant.
It was Snuffy the Snuffleupagus.
Well.
Thank you, Barry. It was a snuffleupagus. Sorry, some water just arrived. Boy, I needed that. Nigel.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, Nigel.
I got on quick. I didn't expect to get on.
Well, no, I saw you there, and I thought we'd get you on. Kath's been doing a little bit of stalking of you today, Nige. She's been
about my films or something.
I've had a look at your films, Nigel.
Online stalking you.
Yeah.
I was just curious about Sadie, so
your girlfriend.
Well, there isn't much on there about
Sadie from Maidstone. Your girlfriend, you described.
Is she
her.
the one that's singing?
No, that's another girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't see her then.
I've got 3 girlfriends.
Oh,
well, when you say... here's the thing.
Only friends, nothing serious.
Yeah.
Just friends.
Oh, there was something else.
Go on.
In one of your things, you said that you proposed to Miley Cyrus's sister.
Oh.
And she said no, but you were already married.
Oh, I made that up as a joke.
Oh, right, okay.
Just checking. It's a bit of fun, really.
It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, okay, cool.
As you do. You try to do these things to get attention, don't you?
Well, I don't.
It's the only reason I say I'm married, yeah.
What you got for us tonight, Big Nige? God, the phones are going mental, by the way. Well done, Holly.
Ian?
Yes?
I rang up to talk about... I want somebody to write me a book on my life story.
Sorry?
I need somebody to write me a book on my life story.
Why's that then?
Well, I've got a lot to put into my book, as I've been a musician for 40 years and stuff.
Yeah.
Since I started playing, going on the road at 11 in working men's clubs, drumming and singing.
Yeah.
And writing songs from the age of 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't stop till I was 40.
You must have been tired.
Yes. So I've had a great career drumming for big stars when I was about 18 or 20, and then I did professionally 7 days a week in London.
Yeah.
And we're going through the whole book now on radio.
Right. Well, why can't you write the book? It's called an autobiography.
I want someone to help me. I'm not sure how you go about it all, because I need publishing and everything, doesn't it?
Publishing is a whole different thing. What you need to do is you need to get the book written first, and then you go round to publishers and you hawk it to them.
Are they easy to find, publishers? Is it on the internet?
Well, here's the thing. But let me be honest. I will be very surprised if, like, Penguin or Puffin or something, or Picador, agreed to publish your book. But one of the great joys now is that it is very, very easy. And I know loads of people that have done it, and I've got two friends that have done it, and they've had quite a bit of success with it, of publishing your own book. Where it doesn't.
Does it cost a lot of money to produce?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There are a couple of services, and I can't think of their names right now, but I know of one, and I can't think of its name, where you send them the book, and then they publish. They print a copy only when someone orders it, so you don't have to press up like 5,000 copies. They just have it.
If I mention it on the internet, I might get lots of people want one.
You could listen, Nigel. Here's the thing: if you write your autobiography, or you get maybe one of the listeners wants to help you, you would be invited into this studio as a proper guest, not just someone phoning in, not a loony phoning in, a proper guest. You would be invited in to talk about your book.
That's fantastic. And you don't have to sell millions to get on the radio.
No, mate. You come on. We get people on before the books are even out, so they've sold zero.
Sorry. It's just something to talk about, really, isn't it?
I've got an idea for you. Why don't you write the first chapter and then do it as a kind of audiobook? Do it as a video.
Audiobook. That's a great idea.
What video as well?
Film yourself reading it. People will love that.
Yes. And they do on Magic
Roundabout, yeah.
Just like that, and people will get a taster, won't they?
Jackanory naked.
Jackanory, I mean, that's what I meant.
Yes.
Jackanory, it's like that chap.
Well, listen, if anybody wants to help Nigel write his book, 0344 499...
I want it professionally done.
Yeah, no time wasters.
Yeah.
But I think I'll try and work out the first part of it anyway.
Yeah.
But I prefer just a book, really, rather than the video as well.
No, but I just thought doing that as a taster, then you'll get you'll get interest.
You've got to these days.
Make my own videos. You mean
these days, Nigel?
I could do that.
These days, Nigel, you've got to come at marketing from a very creative angle.
Well, I've already done a bit of acting on video, so it won't be difficult for me to read.
No.
Do it as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, that's an idea. That's an idea. Keep those ideas around, Nigel. Any music for us tonight?
I don't know if Noah Cyrus is listening, but I just put a message on saying I'll be on the radio in 2 minutes.
She probably is. We'll say. But hi, Miley.
On the internet.
Okay. Well, thanks, Nigel.
I'll try and get work.
Okay. Chris.
Ian.
You've been on twice.
I know. I'm going for double bubble.
Well, this is the third time.
No, this is the second time.
This is the third time.
No, second. Honest.
Well, but even double bubble is frowned upon.
I thought that were all right these days.
Not really. I'm trying to... It makes me look a bit desperate for calls.
Especially when I think the Iain Lee alternative is a lot better.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee?
Yeah. That sounds a lot better.
Well, you couldn't remember it, so maybe it's not a great idea. Okay, what did you call him for? What have you called him for the first time that you forgot that you've called him for now?
Well, I'm phoning up about these naked programmes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of now.
Yes.
There's Snooker, naked.
No.
The Sky at Night with Patrick Moore.
And naked. You have to say and naked.
And naked.
Snooker and naked. God, but Pot the Brown, I mean, it really is just, that's horrendous. That is horrendous. Imagine the state of Ronnie O'Sullivan and naked. Flippin' heck.
Prime Minister's Questions time. and naked.
Prime Minister's questions time and naked. Yeah, that could work.
Or play tennis on cocaine and naked.
Thanks very much indeed.
I don't know that original.
I think that's on Sky.
Right.
Barry!
Hello.
Yeah, have you been on before?
Who, me? No. I did try the other a couple of days ago, but
okay,
I was too late.
This is the second Barry we've had on the show this evening. I can see a third one on the screen as well.
A brace of Barrys.
Bloody Barry fever. Barry Island.
Wait.
Yes, Barry.
Don't be getting wrong with the Barrys.
Nothing wrong with the Barrys.
Anyway, I'm surprised that nobody's gone with Rise and Naked.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get much better than that. Some of the clothes that Kate Lawler wore on that programme, she virtually was naked.
And keep it in the ELE lane, 11 o'clock and naked.
There we go, you see. Exactly. You missed out one of the words from the title, but it still works.
The 11 o'clock show.
And naked. Wowzers. I'm surprised that wasn't suggested at the time, some of the crap that
I mean, a man of your legendary status.
Sorry?
A man of your legendary status.
Yes, Barrington.
And none of them come up with all the good ones. It's disappointing, really.
It is. Barry, we save them for you because we've got idiots listening to this show. But every now and then we get a true gem like yourself, Barrington, calling in. Thank you for that, sir.
If I may just one more thing.
Yeah.
A few days ago, you talked about films with great supporting actors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've got one film which has a shed load of supporting actors in it.
Go on.
It's a film called, now, this is going to be probably right up your street. It's called The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Now, I've not seen that film, but I've seen the trailer for that film. That's like a really low-budget 80s science fiction film, isn't it?
That's the one.
It's a really famous film for being absolutely pony. It's a brilliant trailer.
It's so bad, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it is. It is a rarity in that it is one of those that goes completely round in a circle, and it is actually worth watching because it's so bad.
I mean, and if you get the full extended mix, the full version.
Yes.
Peter Weller is the star, and you have John Lithgow.
Yes.
Christopher Lloyd.
Aye.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
Who else? Oh, Ellen Barkin.
Yeah.
I mean, there we go.
It's
Barry, a plethora of supporting actors.
Thank you, Barry. He's absolutely right. It's a very famous film. Let's do this. Let's go for a Barry. Good evening, Barry.
Hey, how you doing, Ian?
It's 3 Barrys in one night, and Julia Hartley-Brewer can't even get 3 calls in 1 year. So we got to be doing something, right? Haven't we?
We have. There's loads of Barrys tonight. Yeah.
3.
Just 3.
Embarrassing.
Hey!
Yeah, just to mention, Sunday, looking forward to Eddie Lodge show.
You coming?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'll be there.
You can praise the altar of Lee, yes.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Looking forward to it.
Should be a good night,
Just a quick mention, I got some tickets for August the 5th to see Brian Wilson.
Oh!
Yeah, at Glastonbury Abbey.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be lovely there. Yeah, it'd be nice. Very special. Pet Sounds.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I've got some bands for you, 60s bands.
Bands you can only name one member of is what we're looking for.
Yeah, it gives it away a little bit. Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas.
Yes, can anyone name a Dakota? I don't think so.
No, probably, how about Dave Clark 5?
Yep, got that, Dave Clark, of course.
Herman's Hermits, Peter Noon.
Hang on a minute. Hang on just a cotton-picking minute. I should be able to name a... I should be able to, because I've just read 2 articles about Herman's Hermits.
Okay.
I can't, even having read 2 articles about them, I can't... Because they carried on after he left, of course. He left in about 68, 69. And they carried on for a good few years after him. And now there are 2 acts touring. There are Herman's Hermits, and there are Peter Noon's Herman's Hermits.
Oh.
Herman's Hermits has got original members of Herman's Hermits in, but not the singer. And Peter Noon's Herman's Hermits has got the singer of Herman's Hermits, and that's the only original member. It's a crazy world. When will those guys make peace and get back together and make another cracking record in the style of Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter?
And just one more. Lulu and the Lovers.
Well, was there anyone in the Lovers? I'm going to say that Mickey Most was in the Lovers. He must have been. I don't know if they were. I don't know if they. Barry, thank you for that. I don't know if the Lovers were a real band. You've got to read that Anne Moses book, Kath, where she talks about Lulu. Oh, what a cow!
She's not a fan, is she?
Not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Alan, Craig, Paul, stay there. Very male heavy this week. The show, the callers. That's absolutely fine.
It's a sausage party.
Hey, 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Ah, man, a little sit down for a bit. Getting tired, getting old.
Oh, it's been a long week.
What are the rules on... Busy on the phone tonight, but Paul, Craig and Alan, I will come to you in a minute, I promise. What are the rules on scooters? Because I'm thinking of getting a scooter, as you know. And I mean like
You've got to wear like a helmet and knee pads.
I mean electric motors, stupid. You know, like a motorbike, a soft motorbike.
Oh, right.
I don't mean one of those silly things that you idiots ride and children ride. Can I ride a scooter on the motorway? I think you can, but not if you're a learner. I think.
Not sure you'd want to, would you?
Well,
really?
I'd have to if I was going to use it to get to work. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd get in. I'd obviously have to get it insured. But you can put... what I like about them, right, is under the seat you can store stuff like sandwiches.
Yeah.
So...
You could just buy a butty box.
You can't listen to music. People use headphones. People use headphones. And
I think it's very dangerous to do so.
I think it's inappropriate. I wouldn't do it. Here's the thing. I've been on those motorbike taxis a few times. When doing sort of TV in the early 2000s, it was very trendy. If you were very busy, they would get you a motorbike from one job to the next. And I did it a few times. And they're all ex-coppers. They were then. They're all ex-coppers. So then they're brilliant. They're completely in control. And I had one of them who went over 100 miles an hour. He said, do you want to see what it really feels like to go fast? I went, yeah, go on then. Over 100 miles an hour. Flipping it. It was terrifying. God. Well, and this is when I was a bit of a stoner, so I'd be sat on the back of the bikes with my eyes closed, like, hey man. But they have, in the helmets, they have intercoms. So you could talk to each other in the helmet. I didn't like that. And you're not supposed to hold on to them.
No.
You're supposed to hold on to the seat behind you.
Yeah.
And it's very strange, very strange. But I think a scooter... And here's the thing, right? People said, oh, you're 6'4", you look like a badly folded up deck chair. I couldn't give a stuff. I've got to the stage now, apart from my weight, and that's more... I couldn't give a stuff what I look like. Could not give a stuff. I look ridiculous on it. So what? In my head, I'm Barry Sheen or Eddie Kidd before the accident. That's where I'd be. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Alan.
Good evening. How are you, Ian?
Very well, Alan. What you got for us?
Right. Okay. I've just got a couple of suggestions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Love Island, naked.
Yeah. That programme is... how is that? They've brought that back, haven't they, this year? Yeah, why is that? Because that was rubbish when it first came out. Why the hell have they brought that back?
I don't know, Ian. It's just trying to get the ratings up on the TV, isn't it?
But no one ever used to watch Love Island. It was a big flop when it first came out, and then they've just brought it back.
What's the difference between that and X on the Beach?
I don't know. Eggs on the Beach. I've never heard of Eggs on the Beach.
Not eggs.
I don't know.
You're thinking of them turtles. No, X on the Beach. Well, this starts off as Love Island, and then out the surf comes one of their ex-boyfriends, etc.
No,
yeah, just to mix it up.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean, TV, unless they're naked, I'm not interested.
But it's basically watching a load of scumbags that like having it off in Magaluf, isn't it?
Actually, that sounds all right. One of my favourite things is when we do when the television news programmes do news stories about Broken Britain, and they show drunk girls in Magaluf or drunk girls in Newcastle with their, you can see all their lovely big bums and there's drunk women. I love it. I love it. What else you got for us, Alan?
Okay, Flintstones. Naked.
We're back to, and I'm going to pick you up because you've got to say and naked, but we're back to Barney Rubble's missus. Betty Rubble. Wow. I mean, and it's a classic phone-in. I've done it many times. Everyone's done it many times. Sexy cartoon characters. Is it Thundera? Pantera. Chitara, that's it. Chitara. Hey, Thundercats is due for a reboot, isn't it? We've got Transformers now. Why don't we get I'd pay to go and see a Thundercats live-action movie.
Or He-Man.
No, I wouldn't see He-Man. But Thundercats I'd go and see.
Ian?
Yes, Alan?
Right, I used to have a motorbike with a radio on.
But can you... No, you can't hear the traffic, though, can you?
I could hear everything, mate. It was under Goldwing.
Does it pipe... Does it pipe through your helmet?
It does, yeah.
I might get a scooter.
Let's try it without the radio first.
Well, I've seen... Here's the thing, right? I've seen a second-hand scooter for under £1,000.
Yeah, and you can trike it.
You can what?
You can make it into a trike.
Well, I don't want to make it into... Well, I'm not going to put...
That really would look
I'm not going to put stabilisers on it, for God's sakes, man.
No. I mean, have you seen these trikes these days?
I've seen the one where it's got 2 wheels at the front and 1 at the back.
No, 2 wheels at the back and 1 wheel at the front.
I've not seen those.
That's a trike.
Well,
Yes, you have. Billy Connolly always rides one.
Well, I don't want... Oh, no, I don't want... I want to get a little scooter, a little Piaggio or something.
Yeah, you can make a scooter into a trike.
Yo, you're winding me. How do you do that?
Well, you buy the unit what goes underneath and it just fits underneath.
Here we go, Alan. Holly, there's a phone call. Here we go. Have you ever been in a sidecar?
Yes.
Have you? What is it like? Is it thrilling?
It's fantastic, mate.
I bet it's wonderful.
My dad's Uncle Lawrence used to ferry his entire family round in it, right? So it'd be Auntie Lena and the 2 kids in the sidecar. It was basically their vehicle, their family vehicle.
I'd love to go in a sidecar. I bet it feels really dangerous.
It does, yeah. Do you ever remember that one where it was on the buses?
No, go on.
Well, there was Stan.
Yeah.
His brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And Olive.
Olive. Oh, yeah. I used to have a soft spot for Olive.
Olive was in the sidecar.
Yeah. Oh, and it goes off in a different direction.
That's the one.
Yeah. It splits off. Of course. I got a soft spot for Olive. Honestly, I think Olive is...
Her and Velma.
Olive, there wasn't a lot in the 70s, and Olive was a very powerful-looking woman. She looks a bit like you, actually. When you put your specs on, you look a bit like Olive. Sorry? I'm getting skunk-eye here, Alan. I think I might have said something inappropriate.
You might have, yeah.
Nice one, Alan. Take care, mate. Bye-bye. Joseph. Cat's face.
Hello.
Cat's face.
You're on the S list, mate.
Yes, Joseph. What you got for us?
What? You want a Vespa? That's what you want.
He wants to go to Specsavers first.
I want whatever. Well, the thing is, I just want whatever's cheap. A cheap little Piaggio or a Vespas are quite expensive.
As it happens, oh yeah, they are. But I've got a nice 125cc in a lovely blue colour. That I'm selling on. So
hang on a minute. How much do you want for it?
At some point. Oh, no, that's a question. Well, so I bought it last year.
I don't want to know the life story. I want to know. Come on, mate. Don't listen. I'm not some soppy old soap that's turned up on the front door and going, "I think your bike's for sale. What do you want?" Listen, you're talking to a man of the world, Joseph. I don't want to know your life story. How much do you want for it?
Let's go 2,600.
Yeah, okay. Let's go 800.
Not a chance, Governor.
It's called haggling, mate.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, you say 100, I say no, 2,500.
Okay, I'll go 850.
No, it's a good bike. Oh, it's only done 3,000 kilometres. 125cc, can go on the motorway.
I'll tell you what, 925 cash, my final offer, otherwise I'm walking away.
Ian, wait. Hold on here, mate.
Yes, buddy. 925. No, I've got 925 burning a hole in my pocket right now. You can have that and we say no more.
I'll throw in an Almac security chain, the best in the business. Can't be cropped, can't be stolen.
925 is my final offer.
Ian, I can't do it, mate. I wish.
I'm walking away. I've walked away. See, that's haggling. That's what you do. I've seen one for under £1,000 on a website. I don't know. I don't know. I want it though. Why do I want it? Because I've got a hole in my soul as my life collapses around me and I get sucked into the void, and it might bring me a little moment's pleasure, about 30 seconds before I realise that actually my life is over and it's grey and miserable and we're all going to die.
Still, brum, eh?
Yeah, isn't it? Reese! Reese!
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Reese. It's quite a good impression of Reese, wasn't it? I just did then. Hello, Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Reese. You all right, Reese? I'm doing a good impression of Reese. I've only just heard the guy. This is great. Yes, Reese.
Hi, guys.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I've got a question.
I've got a question. Can you put that joint down for 5 minutes and focus? Focus. Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes. Go.
I'll try.
All right, Reese.
Why do sausages come in packs of 8 when I can only fit 6 up my bum? Hello?
I don't think you're trying hard enough, Reese.
Hello?
Thanks for calling.
I need an answer.
Thanks for calling, Reese. Oh, I thought you were going to do the tired old gag when you can only get 6 hot dog rolls, but no, they were going up his bum, were they?
Explains the delay, doesn't it?
Clip that, send that to me, we'll put that up on SoundCloud. Oh, let's take a break, shall we, please?
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up all-night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, my youngest came out of school yesterday clutching a strip of paper. And he showed it to me. I said, what's written? He said, my friend Roy has written down a word for me to remember.
Oh, God.
No, it's all right. Although he did read, he was trying to read a strange sign in a strange font, and he thought it said hot shat. It said hot shot. And the word that was written down, it was written down in 3 syllables. Hypnotist.
Why?
And I said, why have you got... I said, do you know what this is? He said, yeah. It's when someone waves a watch in front of your face and you fall asleep and you forget who you are. Now, here's the interesting thing that most of you will know. Some of you will know. I used to be a hypnotist. I used to be a stage hypnotist years and years and years ago.
Did you wave a watch?
No, you don't. You could do it with a watch, but what you do is you get people to sit down, nice and comfortable, and they have to kind of keep facing forward but look up. And what that does, and what the watch does, is it tires the eyes. So when you start seeing them blinking a little bit more than they would be normally, because the eyes are getting a bit heavy and a bit tired, and sometimes they start rocking a bit, you then say, that's when you say, you are feeling sleepy. Because you do. You go, you are feeling sleepy and your eyes are getting tired. And then what the brain goes, I am feeling sleepy and my eyes are getting tired. But it doesn't register that your eyes were getting tired before you said that. So they go, oh, maybe this suggestion thing is right because my eyes are getting tired. And that's kind of how you get into it. So I was telling him that that's what I used to do. But I've still not worked out why his friend Roy wrote the word hypnotist down in 3 syllables on a bit of paper and why he was clutching it. I have no idea. And this is the wonderful thing. When you've got kids up until the age of 2 or 3, varies different people, they're yours. And the sole influence is you and your partner or the grandparent. You're the sole influence. And you know pretty much everything they do because you're with them the whole time, right? Then they start going off to preschool or to nursery, and you lose maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You lose a few hours, but they're still kind of yours. But then when they get to 4, 5, 6 and they go to school, that's it. They are not your children anymore. They belong to the world, and they are their own people. Yeah. And so they're off having these adventures. I'm sure you get this, and it's a cliche on sitcoms, but it turns out it's true. What did you do at school today? I can't remember. What's there to eat? That's it. What's for tea? What happens at school today? I can't remember. Can we watch TV?
Yeah.
That's it.
Who did you play with? No one.
The thing I get, though, the thing I always get, from both of them, what did you do at school today? I can't remember. Oh, we had fish and chips for lunch.
Yes.
What? Okay. But what about the lessons? None of that. But the fact that he came out clutching this bit of paper, hypnotist, written down by his friend Roy, and I will probably never know any more about it than that. He had it on a bit of paper, and it was really important to him to have that word written down. Isn't that funny?
Bonkers.
Isn't that funny? Chris!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Chris!
How are you, sir?
I'm still recovering from that last call.
I haven't been listening live, mate. What was going on?
Chris, I can't repeat it. I'm afraid you'll have to listen again or in the podcast.
Oh, I look forward to it then, sir.
Okay, well, you can say it without sounding sarcastic, but that's fine. Go on.
I didn't mean to sound sarcastic.
You sound a little bit. You sound like you've had a tough old week.
Actually, no. I've just been listening to the Jonathan's call. Just went up on YouTube.
The what? Call? Oh, Jonathan's call from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. Tough old call.
I was almost in tears, mate. I feel like I'm going to cry.
Why? Why?
It was just like I don't know.
What's going on with you, Chris? I'm detecting something's going on with you. What's going on with you?
Oh, there's lots going on with me, but I am sort of kind of having my own sort of experience of alcoholism with my sister at the moment. Which is
go on.
Proving to be a little tough, so it kind of hit a bit of a nerve.
Yeah. There's not really a lot that you can do. He's gone. Chris is gone. Can we try and get Chris back, please? We lost him. Let's go to Craig. Good evening, Craig.
Evening, Ian.
Why do sausages come in packs of 8 when I can only get 6 up my bum? I mean, it really is. As calls go, that was a great.
Do you think he was doing them one at a time?
Well,
I think he was cooking them. That may have been his mistake.
Yeah. Don't want to put them hot up there. They don't like them up them. Yes. Oh. Anyway, Craig, what you got?
And Kath, hello, Kath.
Hello.
And Holly's doing well tonight.
Yep, she is. Get to the point of the call. Come on, there's no time for chaff. This is all wheat.
I've got a few bands and I've got a few nakeds.
Yes.
Bands, Miami Sound Machine.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Hang on. You can name more than Gloria Estefan?
Yeah, her husband.
Go on. What's his name?
Mr. Estefan.
No, that's on the list, Craig. Thank you.
Prince and the Revolution.
No. All right, no. Wasn't there one called Nina?
I don't know.
Sheena Easton was in it briefly, wasn't she?
No, she was in... Was she in that or the New
Was
Power
that a
Generation?
Revolution, though?
All right, yeah, we'll give you that. No, I'm not going to give you that, because I would consider... I'm not having either of those, because I would consider those solo acts. Gloria Estefan, I know Miami Sound Machine, but I would consider those solo acts.
No doubt. This is my last one.
Yeah.
But why are you picking solo acts, really?
Well, they were in bands before they became solo.
I know, but they were... No, I'm not going to allow any of those,
Why?
Craig.
They were all bang on.
No, they're not. They're not bang on. I'm not allowing that, I'm afraid. That simply isn't happening.
Men's gymnastics and naked.
Sorry?
Men's gymnastics and naked.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, yeah.
Darts and naked.
Yeah.
University challenge and naked. Yes. They have to sit through glass tables.
Pinky devil.
All right, mate. What's that? There's a name for that, isn't there? When someone curls one out on a glass table while someone lays underneath it. There's a name.
Meatloaf was paid to watch one of them or something, wasn't he?
Sorry?
Meatloaf tells a story about.
Well,
how
I don't
he
know.
was
I don't know that story, so let's not repeat that. But there's a name for it. It's not iglooing. That's something else.
Stop it.
There's a name for it. But I think, well, I don't know if Boston cream pie is.
Oh, stop it.
I do it. Anyway, yes, go on, Craig.
Well, yeah, it was just FA Cup and naked.
You're obsessed with naked men, and good for you. Why shouldn't you be? There's nothing finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Good evening, Paul.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thank you, Paul.
Okay, you brought up a few subjects.
Hang on a second. If you could choose, if you were going to be executed, right, and you were going to be executed, it was no wriggle room. That was definitely going to happen, right?
I would have thought a lot of people might want that to happen to me, actually.
No comment.
Okay.
What method would you choose? I know what method I'd choose.
I've got to be chopped off at the head. And
I was going to say Madame Guillotine. I would have the guillotine, and it would have to be the guillotine, not an axeman.
No, definitely the guillotine with the guy wearing the mask and everything.
That's got to be the quickest, cleanest
I bet it's not.
death. Well, okay, how would you be executed?
Lethal
then, Kath?
injection, isn't it?
Oh, for God, that's really painful.
Lethal injection lasts ages.
Yeah, it's
Can I not have, like, what dogs get?
No, mate, honestly...
And sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, the lethal injection is one of the most painful... It's like 2 minutes of intense agony as the poison goes all through your bloodstream. No.
Forget that, then.
Mind you, maybe I should go for ECT. That'd be like electrocution, wouldn't
You know ECT... Who was we talking to about ECT the other day?
Lou Reed used to have ECT. He was one of the first people to have ECT. Lou Reed, the musician.
Was it? He wasn't one of the first people to have ECT. They were doing it. They were doing it in the 40s. You muppet.
Well, in America, when they first did it in a mass
No,
thing,
they were doing it in the 40s and 50s. Who were we talking to the other day about ECT? Was it John Ronson? There was someone we were talking to about depression, and ECT is making a comeback.
Was it Will? Was it Will Storr?
It was Will. It was Will. That was it. ECT.
Okay, I won't go into it. It's a bit of a topic for me, but I've experienced people come straight back from the ward after straight having ECT, but I'm not going to go into it, and it's not a nice thing to watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
anyway.
your choice.
I'll cheer the subject up, because that's not what I called him for.
Okay.
I don't know, I tuned in late, because it's the second time. I've just been watching Glastonbury live on the telly.
Yes.
So I've tuned in a bit late. That's my second thing. But the first thing
that's not really a topic. I've tuned in late because I was watching Glastonbury live.
I made that the first one. Band names, members of bands that you can only name their first name.
Yeah.
I've just been watching live Glastonbury Radiohead play tonight.
Right, well, I can name all of Radiohead.
It is just god-awful.
Right, okay. Well, thank you.
It is just... Okay.
Yeah, thanks for calling. No, have all the callers got... There's a bit of an edge with all of... There's a darkness in the air, isn't there? Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break. While the break's on, we're going to turn the lights off in the studio. Because it's very light in... And I'm feeling... I don't feel on the same frequency as the callers this evening. And we've got it very, very light in here. I've got the side lights on, which I don't normally have. And there seems to be a darkness coming from nearly all of the calls. I don't mean that they're being mean or malicious. There's an edge. And I wonder if it's because we're due a thunderstorm. That might be it. We'll take a break. 0344 499 1000. When we come back, the studio will be in darkness. And we'll see if that brings me a bit more in line with the vibe of the callers. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Oh, 344 499 1000. The lights are dimmed. See, the darkness has seeped to me. I've just been swearing at my Billy at the people on Periscope.
It's like 2 or 3 that are being a bit irritating, but the rest of them are lovely.
Master Onion, come on, Master Onion, stop it, man. We've had conversations about this. I'll turn the whole thing off. But by the way, if you're on Periscope, you can mute people when they're being particularly annoying. I think you just click on their names. Chris.
Hello.
Oh, we got you back.
Yeah, sorry, I've got dodgy signal. I don't know why it disconnected. But,
in it. So go on, what's happening?
The thing is, I just had to run downstairs and grab the landline and call you back, and I'm still out of breath.
Oh, mate, don't. I made the mistake of making a phone call yesterday as I was walking up the stairs.
Oh, no.
And I was out of breath. I was completely out of breath.
I did that. Well, the worst part was that I wasn't even actually speaking to the person. I was leaving a voicemail.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm really sorry, this isn't a dirty phone call. I'm walking up the stairs. Oh, dear.
Deary me. So go on, what's up? How are you feeling about your sister?
I've got to be really careful because
Well, you don't have to. If you don't have to answer anything you don't want to answer, Chris.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that. I just got to be careful because my honest answer is I'm quite angry.
Yeah,
I'm really angry at the moment. It's been going on for a little while.
Yeah,
yeah, I just have to mind my P's and Q's. I've got to just bear with me if I pause a little bit because I just got to stop myself from dropping F-bombs otherwise.
What are you angry with? You angry with her? You angry with the booze? You angry with a partner, or who are you angry with?
I'm angry with her. I'm really angry with her. I mean, I think it's the trouble. I think it's the recent kind of thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Is I was actually planning to call you on the day, but I might as well talk about it now.
Yeah,
I don't know if you will remember. Almost a year ago, I called you. My son had been born, and he went straight into special care.
Oh, yes. I remember that. Yeah, blimey. How's he doing?
Yeah. He's about to turn 1 in God, I can't think now. Where are we? A couple of weeks, I think.
Perfect.
5th of July he was born.
There you go. There you go. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. He's doing really well. So it's his first birthday, and we're having a big barbecue and all this.
Yeah.
And she's not coming. And it's not the first birthday of my children that she's missed.
Why is she not coming?
Well, this is I'll tell you what she told me.
Yeah, go on.
And then I'll tell you what I think is going on and what my parents think is going on.
Yep.
She told me her son, who's 19, he has gone on his first boys' holiday to Shagaloof.
Yes.
And he will be coming back that day, and she might have to pick him up from the airport. Those were her exact words.
Okay, yes.
She might have to pick them up.
Yes.
Now, he has a father, and I said, well, why can't Paul do it?
Yeah.
Why can't your husband do it if need be? But that's it. She's not coming. That's it. End of. And if it was an isolated incident, that by itself as a reason for not coming is understandable, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's that she never ever comes to these things. She never comes to any of these family things. My parents think, and I tend to agree, she's, I think, trying to maintain an air of sobriety that doesn't really exist. We think that she is drinking, she's still drinking, and she's drinking far more regularly than she should be. And we think that when we're not there, her family, she can drink. And obviously, if she puts herself in a social situation, it's not going to booze up. It's a kid's first birthday.
Yeah.
There'll be some beers there, I imagine, and things like that. But it's not a booze up. But having said that, she can't be around it, or at least she would just want to drink it. Yeah. And she's putting herself in situations where she is drinking, and she just obviously is not going to drink it right in front of us. I think the key thing with her is that I've yet to actually hear her. She hasn't actually admitted she's an alcoholic.
Well, that gosh, what a lot of information to process. I totally get why. I totally get why you're angry. I can completely understand why you're angry. As an outsider, speaking about myself, if what you're telling me is even partly true, it's sad, isn't it? It's really sad that she's missing her nephew's first birthday just so that she can get pissed at home.
Oh, you set me off now.
It's sad, isn't it? I mean, and I don't expect you
necessarily... It's really sad, especially... You spoke to me that night.
Yeah.
And
I remember it. I do remember it. It was a tense time. Didn't you send me a message on Facebook or Twitter or something with a picture a few days later?
I think I put a photo of when he came home.
Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah. And the fact that she doesn't want to share what is a miracle, and that she would be she would be happier sat at home drinking instead of celebrating, with celebrating life. I think that's really sad. And I do think it's sad. I think it's pathetic in the truest sense of the word. I don't mean it as a critical sense. I mean it is literally pathetic. But also, I get why you're angry. I get your anger as well. I don't want to, diminish that. I can totally understand why you feel angry about it.
But it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because I feel angry, and then I feel crap because I feel angry, because I'm like, what kind of brother am I being?
Yeah, I get that.
That's my reaction to it. But the trouble is, I can't... She will not let me help her.
No.
And I know that I can't. I know that she has to do it, and this is what we've all had to come to terms with over the last, however long it's been going on now. Although I've known it's been going on a lot longer than she's admitted it.
Yeah.
But I just haven't said anything because I've been told there's no point saying anything to her. She's got to admit it herself. There's no point you pointing the finger at her and telling her, I think you're an alcoholic. So, but... sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're not. You're not at all. I get it, and that's right, because I have seen situations where someone who is clearly an alcoholic or clearly a drug addict has had that pointed out to them, and all that does is that boom, the walls come down. Everyone's out to get me. F you. I'm not a junkie. I'm not an alcoholic. And they turn it, and if you gently, lovingly point to her and say, I think you might be an alcoholic, odds are she will turn round and attack you and make you feel crap about yourself. She will point out your weaknesses and your inconsistencies as a defensive mechanism.
Well, she's always been kind of like that anyway.
Yeah, of course.
It's my parents. It's interesting the difference between my relationship with my parents and her relationship with them, which is that my parents are sometimes awful to me because they're just so brutally honest with me sometimes, but they aren't with her. And the difference is because I will sit there and I might give them a mouthful back, but at the end of the day, we'll move on from it. Whereas with Jo, they will know if they really go for her, then she will just have nothing to do with them.
Are you friends with her? This is a weird question. Are you friends with her on Facebook and stuff?
Yeah, but she doesn't really use Facebook.
Because what my suggestion would be, this is my suggestion, is you have the party and you accept she's not coming and you do your best to forget that and you enjoy your partner and your parents and your kid and all the other kids that come around. You enjoy that. And you make sure you take loads of pictures of everybody having a fantastic time and the boy looking fantastic and in his party hats and cake on his face and all of it. You take all those pictures and you get those pictures printed up. And you go round there, and you go round to her house. I don't know how often you visit her or stuff like that. And you leave those pictures there. You go, by the way, here's some pictures of the boy's birthday. Have a look at these when you get a chance, and you just leave them there for her to look at.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, we don't live near each other.
Right, well, you send them. Just pop them. I don't know how you would do it. I don't know. If you're on Facebook, you could post them or whatever. I don't know if you pop some in. You send her a text. You send her an email. You pop some in an envelope and say, "Just wanted to say these are the pictures we had the other day. I just thought you might like to see them." And that won't fix anything, but a continued stream of her being made aware of all the fantastic, wonderful things she's missing out on, and all of the wonderful celebrations. And it's really good to do it with children. I stopped drinking and taking drugs before my nephew was born. Before my nephew was born, and that was part of the incentive for me doing it. Is my sister was pregnant, and it was a real thing. I wanted to share all of that, and it will just be a very nice reminder. It might be a bit brutal, actually, I don't know, of all the great stuff that she's missing out on because she'd rather sit at home with a bottle of whatever it is she wants to sit at home with.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say it might be a bit brutal, but in all honesty, I don't care anymore. Yeah. I said to my wife the other day, I said, I think I'm going to say something because I've got nothing to lose. I'm not going to. If she decides that's it, you're out of my life, then it's no loss to me because she's not in my life at all. Somebody asked me a little while ago. They said, "Are you close to your sister?" And for the first time in my entire life, I said no.
Can I correct you on one thing you just said? You said you don't care anymore, and that's not what I'm hearing at all. What I'm hearing is someone who really does care and is at his wit's end. That's what I'm hearing.
She just drives me nuts.
Yeah, I'm laughing because my sister does as well for completely different reasons. Yeah, she does. You can't fix her. You can't make her aware that she has a problem. I don't know if she has a problem. I'm just going by what you're saying. What you need to do is you need to focus on your life and you need to focus on your boy and make that the main thing in your life, and you have to get some distance between your boy and your sister, because one thing you don't want is you don't want a drunk person around a 1-year-old baby.
No.
So you've got to protect. The most important thing for you to do is to protect that boy and protect yourself. It's really easy to get wrapped up with alcoholics, and but she will drag you down with her, Chris.
No, and I do, but I do. I do. I just get on with it, because I've got my son and I've also got my daughter.
Yeah.
And and I do. And Christ knows I've got enough going on at the moment myself that to sort out. But I can't. I can forget about it, kind of so to speak, like you're saying. Yeah. But it's just every now and again.
Yeah.
I feel awful about it.
Yeah.
Because I just think, hang on a minute, my sister's going through this thing, and I'm not talking to her.
No, but that's her that's making you feel awful. All right, that's her. Listen, I have to go because we're going to hit the news. I'm gonna say something, and you're going to go, "What? I don't need that." But actually, there is a group called Al-Anon. I don't know if you heard. It's not Alcoholics Anonymous. It's called Al-Anon, and they are for family members of people who are alcoholics. Very quickly, I've got their website up here. It says someone else's drinking can affect your life. It can turn love to hate, bring you to the depths of despair, affect you financially, lead to violent outbursts, make you doubt your own sanity, and make you think that you are the problem. And I bet at least half of those hit home with you, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you got a pen and paper?
2 seconds.
I'm going to give you a number. You call it if you want. You don't call it if you don't want.
Yeah, okay.
0207.
Yeah.
403.
Yeah.
0888. And it's Al-Anon. And if you Google it, Al-Anon, it's for people, it's for friends and family of people who are alcoholics. And, because, you just give them a call if you feel like it, and they might be able to offer you a bit more advice than I've been able to. Chris, listen, I've got to go, man. When's the birthday party? You don't know, do you? You're a dad. It's in a couple of weeks. That's all you know.
Well, his birthday's on the 5th.
Yeah.
And the party's on the 8th.
Brilliant. Chris, nice to talk to you, mate. I feel bad I've got to cut you off, but I've got to do certain business bits and pieces. Thank you very much indeed. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. The party is about to begin. There's games to play and songs to sing, so let the music start to swing. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. The party is about to begin. Oh, ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. The party is about.
Oh, 034449911000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Yes, Sally, the First Lady.
Oh.
What?
Hello.
What?
Hello.
Hello. I'm just ringing up because I think John's been a bit of a hypocrite there. I remember Gaunty saying that Gary Lineker should be sacked.
Oh, hang on a minute. I see what's going on there. Oh, hang on a minute. That's going on my computer. Let's get Sally back because my computer was going off and doing something. Go on. 034449911000.
Busted.
I don't know what's going on there, guys. Let's try Hugo Peters. Good evening, Hugo.
Ding dong, a ding a dong ding.
Come on, everybody, join in.
Ding dong, a ding a dong ding.
The party is about to begin.
Ding dong. Good evening, Hugo Peters here, Bon Vivre. This may be the Ernest Hemingway of the noughties.
Yes, sir.
It might not be.
Might not be.
It might not be. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Saturday.
Good evening. It is Saturday. We are live, broadcasting live from I'm going to be honest, a dump in South London, one of the crappiest parts of London, one of the crappiest buildings in one of the crappiest studios in one of the crappiest buildings in one of the crappiest parts of London.
You're being far too kind.
How many sausages can you fit up your bum?
Well, as many as you'd like me to.
Wowzers, there's a party, and then he goes around
Anyway,
dispensing
listen,
them. Yes.
You were very close to the National Theatre, were you not, when you were walking around on Thursday?
Yes, I was. I walked past the
So
National
not a
Theatre.
bad-
The
not a
National
bad-
Front Theatre.
And not a bad neck of the woods.
Well?
No, exactly. No, not the National Front. You're making that
You're
up.
saying the National Front
No.
is
no.
something we should be proud of? And then
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
Sounded like you were saying that.
Yeah,
didn't
but
it?
I wasn't trying to
brings
say
a
that.
whole new
I do
meaning to the
apologise.
phrase black comedy, and I can't believe you endorsed that, Hugo. I'm very, very surprised by you.
Well, both my legs have fallen off.
Wowzers, that's sad news.
Anyway.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you very much for taking my call. Very much appreciated. I know that you're very busy.
Well,
look, it's been a hard day's night.
Oh, God.
And I've been working like a dog.
Yes.
It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I'll find the things that you do will make me feel all right.
Okay.
Just all right.
You know, I work all day to get you money to buy your things.
If I had a fader, I'd be riding Hugo now.
Yeah.
And it's worth it just to hear you say you're going to give me everything. So why on earth should I moan? Because when I get you alone...
Oh, God, that's creepy.
You know I feel okay.
Do you want to play a game, Hugo?
Yes, why not?
It was a question on a quiz show I heard on 4 Extra today, and I thought it was the only question that got me excited.
You're the only listener to that, aren't you?
Yes. We're going to take it in turns. I'm going to go first. Kathy's going to go second. You're going to go third.
Third.
Beatles songs with only one word in the title.
Oh.
That's nice.
Yesterday.
Help.
Misery.
Rain.
Hang on.
Kathy's going to be out round 2. She's going to be out.
Shush. Hang on. Michelle.
Yep.
You're a pervert.
Well, I didn't expect that.
Unexpected! Sally, sorry, we had a little bit of a mix-up there. Sally's back. Good evening, Sally.
Hello, Ian, you alright?
I'm all right now. I got my fingers and my thumbs went all over the place, but they're back in place now. What you got for us, Sally?
Oh, hello, Cass, too.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just phoning about Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my mother, anything that I say might be helpful, I don't know.
Go on.
Well, my mum's been an alcoholic for 27 years.
Gosh, she must be tired. Literally, she must be really tired with that.
Yeah,
Flipping heck.
absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
Now, if I had the choice, I wouldn't want my mum anywhere near birthday parties, Christmas, because she's ruined everything. I mean, she's just so vicious and horrible. And I would just advise Chris to actually be thankful that she's not coming, because she's going to ruin memories that you're not going to get back, and just maybe keep her at a distance and try and help her that way. Because it's the things that my mother's done are just heartbreaking.
I mean, and it's different. It's different for everyone, isn't it? But what may be appropriate for you may not be appropriate for Chris, and vice versa. But if you don't, can I unpick it a little bit, Sally?
Yeah, sure.
Was she an alcoholic when you were growing up?
Yeah, she started when my dad left when I was about 10.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry. That must have been terrible.
Yeah, and it was a lot of putting her to bed at 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I didn't. My relationship with my father wasn't very good either. and it was her constantly crying for him and things like that. But yeah, and she would spend most of the money on alcohol, and we wouldn't have any food or electric or things like it. It was really, really bad, and it still is horrible. So yeah.
And what point? You don't have to answer any of these questions, but
No, that's fine, honestly.
if your story doesn't help Chris, then it might help someone else. And if it doesn't help anyone else, I'm as a human being, I find it fascinating. At what point did you realise? Have you cut your mum off completely?
That's the thing. I can't, because she cares for my grandfather.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm very close to my grandfather.
Oh, blimey.
I have to see her. I can't really cut her out at all. So it's difficult.
And how does she care for your granddad, though, if she's drunk?
I don't know. I really don't know. But we I try to help, and my brother also helps with looking after him, and it's we're just trying to make the best of a bad situation, really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And when was the point do you remember the point where you realised you couldn't fix her? And that you had to create a bit of distance between the two of you?
Oh, I think I probably realised that when I was about 13.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. So, just some of the things that she said and done, and, I've ended up in hospital because of things she said, and it's just, horrible. And my kids' birthday parties and Christmases, I don't actually remember ever having a nice Christmas or a birthday. Because, and I would just say, all right, we've had one Christmas without her, which was pretty good, but I would just say, keep in contact with your sister and try and help her, but your son is the most important thing. And I mean, my kids have had really, really awful birthdays because of it, and I wish I could just take it back and do it again.
Thank you for sharing that, Sally. And
That's okay.
no, I really I appreciate it, and all I can say is I'm sorry that you had to go through that, and that it continues. And I hope that your mum, I hope your mum gets some sort of recovery at some point and realises what she's done.
Well, she goes to AA, but she goes there drunk, which I can't understand how she can. I've said to her, how can you do that to other people who are really trying?
Well,
and there's you drunk and smelling of drink.
Well, they're very kind souls in AA, so I'm sure that they take her under. How long has she been going to AA for?
About a year.
Okay, well, and what made her go there?
Well, we've just gone through quite a really difficult period of the last sort of 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, more of the family, have sort of put their foot down with her.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be working. It's kind of more of a social club, really, for her, because she's made some friends, and...
Well, if she's made some friends with some people that are sober, you never know what might rub off on her. It's contagious.
Yeah.
It's contagious. And keep your distance, keep yourself and your family safe, but, don't give up hope, man.
No.
Thank you, Sally.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye at the end. It sucks, man. It sucks. It's a disease. It's a disease, and it's horrendous, and it's a disease that turns you into an arsehole, basically, and it does horrible things, and it tears families apart. And it becomes more important than your own kids. Imagine that, something that becomes more important than your own kids, and it does, it's incredible. 0344 499 1000. We got Pat, we got Reese, we got Ryan. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Good evening, Tony.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Hello, Ian. How are you doing?
Good, thank you very much, Tony. What you got for us?
Oh, well, I was just listening to the previous lady that called in.
Yeah.
Obviously, pretty horrible to hear. I think I just don't think people appreciate just how damaging alcoholism is to, not just the individual. It's obviously a very selfish illness, inherently no fault of the person themselves, but it's horrible to hear, and I think people pay lip service to it. I think a lot of people sort of focus on drug abuse and so forth, but I think, you really can't underestimate what this kind of thing does to families. And, my heart really goes out to that lady that was on the phone before. She sounds pretty desperate.
It sucks. I don't say that flippantly. It sucks. Have you? Has it happened to you, Tony? Then has it touched your family in some way?
It's touched myself it has previously. I mean, I was a former member of the Royal Marines. I served a tour of Afghanistan, and I came home. I had various problems, as a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I think sort of, the first thing that tends to happen is that medical practitioners, doctors, whatever you want to call them, will sort of prescribe certain drugs and things like this. And in my opinion, it really is no different to people self-medicating through alcohol. And I think people really need to emphasise. I mean, one thing sort of to take a sort of light-hearted note of it. Do you remember the old Brass Eye series with Ian Morris?
Chris, I do remember it because my friend who I'm seeing tomorrow, who's going to help me build a guitar with my boys, was in it in a sketch where him and 20 other men were sailors, and they all had to run around in jockstraps and nothing else. Do you remember that? My mate was in that. I'm seeing him tomorrow. Yeah, it was good, that series.
And I think that, do you remember the sketch of what the episode regarding drugs? And he's sat at a bar and he's got 6 pints of Guinness there, and he says, people say alcohol's a drug. Don't be stupid, it's a drink.
Yeah, it's not a drug, it's a drink. It's a great line.
And no, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But taking it seriously, it's honestly true. It's an acceptable drug that people use to. And I mean, I have this conversation with friends from time to time from my own experience. I've never been an alcoholic myself, but I have turned to alcohol to sort of deal with certain things. I think we all have, being honest with ourselves. I think we have, and I always think to myself, and I have this conversation. If a drug suddenly came on the market now, as often these sort of so-called legal highs do, and that made people that broke up families, that made people fight, that made people upset, that made people angry, that made people behave in certain ways that would destroy families and destroy their lives, their jobs, their livelihoods. Realistically, this is going to be a Class A drug. And this is something that's just so acceptable now, and it's so easily accessible, and it's treated as a laugh, when people go to universities and it's like, yes, our freshers week, let's all.
But it's fun. It's fun getting plastered. I don't want to. And most people, they can do that thing where they have half a bottle of wine and they put it in the fridge for next week. And most people can do that. Growing up, a lot of people, I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people experiment with booze and with drugs and see how much they can take, and they push it a few times, and then they generally kind of roll it back in. And I remember being in my late teens, early teens, 20s, going out and getting hammered, and it's a laugh. It can be a laugh. Drugs and alcohol, and I have to say don't do drugs, but realistically, drugs and alcohol can be a laugh, but they can also be really, really damaging.
I think it also depends on the person. I think
of course, completely.
Personality is something that is always going to come into it. But I'm a very big fan personally. That I don't know if you know a chap died a few years ago, a guy by the name of Christopher Hitchens, very famous.
Oh yes.
Do you know him?
I'm always confused Christopher Hitchens with Richard Dawkins for some reason. I don't quite know why.
They often associate and collaborated in the downfall of religion. Right. That was where they were. Where they were associated. But Christopher Hitchens, he was a very, very incredibly intelligent man, and he also liked to drink, and he often professed that he sort of going into debates, having had a few drinks and a few whiskies. He said he was obviously his favourite friend was Johnny Walker. He always used to joke, and But what he always said, and he was a sort of what you probably describe as a functioning alcoholic, he sort of said, well, never ever drink in a time where you have a sort of emotional issue, as alcohol is very much a mood drug, and it's not going to solve that issue. It's just quite simply going to exemplify the negative aspect of what you're feeling. And I think that's where it kind of comes into our culture. Traditionally in Britain, I think Britain more than a lot of Europe. I've travelled a lot around Europe, and I think people have a drink recreationally, and it's acceptable. I think in England it's more associated with you've had a shit day, have a drink. I need a drink today.
Well, I think that's how it's portrayed in the Daily Mail when they're running out of stories. I do think that most people can drink responsibly, and they'll have a rubbish day, and they'll go and have a beer and watch telly, or they'll have a glass of wine with their dinner. And go on, Kath, you want to say something?
And I can tell you that European teenagers experiment with booze the same as everyone else. I remember going out with French kids and Spanish kids when I was a teenager, and we used to get plastered.
Tony, listen, I'm going to move on. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your service as well, Tony.
Oh, pleasure. It's a job, Ian.
Yeah, well, no, but I don't think it gets acknowledged enough, so thank you very much for that. It's appreciated. Right, clunky gear changes. Here's Pat.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh. Pat!
Is it Pat or is it Caddick?
Pat! Jeez. Pat! Pat, you daft git! I hope that's snoring. Okay. Let's go to Reese. Good evening, Reese.
Hello.
Hey, Reese, how you doing, man?
Yeah, all right, mate, yeah. I cleaned up my sausage. Someone told me in your Twitch chat.
Yep.
I never got an answer, though, really. But, no, I mean, I was listening to you caller, Sally, and yeah, cancer and that feels bad, man, in the chat. I mean, it's really bad. But, I mean, what you got to remember is...
Steady. Yeah. Reese. Okay, Reese. Well, that was insensitive, and if I were you, Reese, I'd have left it at one call that was funny, and a second call that I didn't get was not funny. So that's 50% hit rate, I would say. But I would have less is more. You see, less is more, and you could have walked away hero of the show, and now you've walked away bell end of the show. So it comes and goes. Let's go to Ryan. Good evening, Ryan.
Hi, Ian. How are you doing, mate?
I'm fine, thank you, Ryan. How are you?
It is a massive pleasure. May I say how in awe and how it is a pleasure to speak to you, brother. Or, to you, mate. I've already made a faux pas, and so I go. But Ian, thanks for having me on. May I say I am incredibly entertained by your nightly business.
I hope you mean the radio show.
Of course I do. Okay. Your post 1 o'clock is left to be desired, but your your 10 to 1 is bloody lovely.
Okay.
May I say?
Yes. Yes, I'm waiting for something, but maybe
Well, what are you waiting for? Well, I'm really in awe of you, and I'm kind of.
Okay, why are you not speaking English properly?
That's because I'm Scottish, Ian.
Okay, but you still speak English.
You're right.
Okay. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the sucker punch. I'm waiting for it. So
Dude,
go on, deliver it.
Dude, there ain't no sucker punch. There's just literally a whole lot of love for you.
Well, Brian, I'm going to take that love and I'm going to put it in my bag and I'm going to take it home and look at it when I get home and polish it every day. So thank you for that.
Nice. Well, that's a lovely thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk to me about anything, let's do that.
Okay.
What would you like to coerce about?
Well, you called me.
Okay.
So what would you like to coerce about?
Well, there's a few. Tom York. What is this Tom York business that's on Twitter tonight? Because it's nothing to do with me.
Are you on drugs? And I don't say that. Genuinely, are you on drugs? What drugs have you taken tonight?
No. I've been to a gig. And I'm literally tucking into a lager or two.
You're tucking into what? Lamb Vindaloo?
A lager or two.
Okay, all right. So you're steaming a bit. All right, that's fair enough. But Radiohead played at Glastonbury tonight, I believe, and everybody.
Oh, did they?
I guess
is it on television? Is it?
I guess so. I don't know. That was a swear. Yes, that was a yellow card there, Ryan.
I ain't. Yes, I agree.
Well, no. So don't use any more bad language.
I will not,
because I will cut you off.
Not.
Okay.
But Ian, you are a legend, brother. You are the most entertaining thing.
Yes. No one listens, but that doesn't matter.
But
you're
they
right.
Do.
No,
you are selling yourself short.
No, I'm not. I've seen the figures. No one listens. But I appreciate your kind words, Ryan. Well, you do, and I'm glad you do. What gig did you go and see? Who did you go and see tonight?
I went to see. They came through from. It was an East Coast. They came through from Dundee and they came through to Edinburgh. They were called Fat Goth.
Fat Goth. There's a name for a band. Fat Goth. Sad Goth. Fat Goth or Sad Goth.
That's literally what they're called, and they were wonderful.
Well, they're
they
fantastic.
Were awesome.
Well,
literally.
I'm glad that you literally had a good time tonight.
Ian, I want to. I need to talk to you more, and I wish to talk to you more. But not on air because it's hard. You know what I mean?
It's hard, is it? It
is, yeah.
Well, it is a phone-in show, and I don't talk to callers off air.
You're an incredibly smart guy.
Yes. Well,
and it's tough.
Yes. What do you want to say to me off air, though?
Nothing in particular.
Okay.
I just want to.
Well, I'll give you my phone number.
I just want you to know that you're all right.
Bless you, man.
So many ways, mate.
Whereabouts in Scotland? Do you live in Scotland now?
I am here in Scotland.
Whereabouts?
It's not so warm, but I'm in Edinburgh.
Aye. Do you? Is that where you live?
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I love Edinburgh.
Right now,
I love Edinburgh, and I have been there when it's not the festival as well. So I've seen Edinburgh.
I know.
I've seen Edinburgh in.
I'm here for the 6 months where it's not.
Yeah,
and you're quite right, Ian.
It's a different city. It's a different city when the festival's not on. I love it because it's a normal city. Everything is hyper real during the festival. But my dad is his ashes
we literally function.
Yeah, well, no, and I've been there a few times for work and stuff. But my dad's ashes are interred up in Fife. So I was up there a little while ago.
I lived in Dundee for years, and dude, like you have a whole lot of people here gunning for you, you know what I mean?
Well, Ryan, may God bless you, and I appreciate your call, man, and I appreciate the love. You take care.
You're a legend.
Thank you.
Thank you,
buddy. Thank you very much. Well, tonight's show is sponsored by booze. In all of its heavenly glory.
I won't be buying any for a while.
The ups and the downs. He's had a good night, hasn't he? He's had a good night, and you've got to respect that. We're nearly at the time. Poor Holly It's day 3 of her working on this show, where I think her brain has been frazzled by this nonsense. 0344. You're doing an excellent job, Holly. Thank you. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I mean, Chris isn't on the line waiting to talk to me, is he, Holly? Because it shows on my screen. Is Matthew there? It's showing weird things. Chris, come on the microphone. Turn the microphone on. Turn the
Tell you what
microphone.
you need to do, close it down and restart it.
I've closed it down and restarted it.
No, she does.
Oh, you go and help. You go and help, because this computer's doing strange things. It's okay. Good evening, Andre.
Hi, 2 quick questions.
Yes, mate.
Well, not too quick, but who's Holly?
Holly is the young lady.
Holly Hot Lips, yeah. Who is it?
Well...
Do I know her?
No, I don't know. Well, do you know her?
I might know her.
Do you?
Do you want to put her on?
Not really. She's a young lady working here, and I don't think she's quite yet ready to deal with you, Andre.
Oh, okay. Well, that was my first question anyway, yeah?
Okay, well, that's that one sorted. Yeah, next.
It's about Holly Hot Lips.
Yes.
The second question...
Yes, sir.
Was... No, I'm not a rumour monger, and I don't like to talk about other listeners, but... You know that fellow who had a few wee drams too many?
You'll have to narrow it down a bit.
Well, is it really that bad, is it, tonight?
Well, there's been quite a few people with different experiences.
I wouldn't encourage that sort of thing, Iain.
No.
You know me.
No, I know you, Andre. Straight as a die.
He had a few wee drams too many, definitely.
Yes, sir.
And it shouldn't be on Iain, really, should it?
No, we shouldn't allow drunk people
on. From a man of my... Glebra.
Yes.
You know, and I wouldn't entertain it, really. People drunk.
No. Well, how's your relationship with booze going, Andre?
Well, I popped out for the old 1 and 2.
Yeah.
What, a poo?
What's 1 and 2?
A poo.
What's 1 and 2?
3. No, it's 12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah. No, I don't drink it, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Well, you do drink, though, a lot.
No,
I worry about you.
I never drink.
Here's the thing, Andre. I genuinely worry about you. And when you rediscovered the show, I was thrilled, because the first time you phoned in, you sounded sober. Second time you phoned in, you sounded steaming.
Oh, never. How can you say that?
How can I? Because I care about you, brother. That's how I can say it.
I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't dream of it.
You wouldn't what?
I wouldn't dream of it.
There we go. We got it out.
You know me, and you know me well. I don't like to go over the top, do I?
No.
Right. Okay. So next time, you know Holly Hot Lips and Curvaceous Calf?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Why don't you let me talk to them?
Because they've got parents and
standards generally.
Matthew. Hello, Matthew.
Yeah, hello. Sorry, I thought I'd keep quiet during that conversation. New York.
Yes.
How was it for you?
It was awesome for me. How was it for you?
I haven't been, but since I saw your show, I've booked.
Hey, have you really?
Yeah, honest to God, I have, yeah.
Hey, fantastic. We'll tell the tourist board that. They got a booking because of us.
Matthew, if you could write that in an email, that would be awesome.
Write that and send it to Iain at iainlee.com, because we're going to forward it onto the tourist board and show them that we did it. Have you really booked it because of us?
Honest to God, my wife, we recently got married, my wife and I, and we came back from holiday and we thought, right, we've got no other girls, so let's book another holiday.
Hang on a minute. So have you just got married?
Got married in April.
Wow, look at you. Your love's young dream. And where did you go for honeymoon?
We actually got married in Thailand.
Oh, you're one of those.
So we spent 5 weeks in Koh Samui.
Flipping it! Have you not got jobs? Are you like multi-millionaires or something?
I kind of saved up all my holiday allowance to use in one big swoop.
Oh, good for you! That's fantastic. Well done, man. What a brilliant thing to do.
So after we saw you at your show in New York. We were originally planning to go to San Francisco, because I've always wanted to go to Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And then we thought,
I've been there. It's brilliant.
It sounds weird. It really does sound weird, but
yeah.
I love Alcatraz.
Yeah.
We love watching all the movies. And then we thought we wanted to go to New York as well, so why didn't we just get a camper van and drive from San Francisco to New York?
Oh, wow.
You guys.
And that's what we're doing.
Hang on a minute, but you've used up all your holiday.
That was last year.
He knows how to play the system. He knows how to play the system. So when are you going to go and do that then, Matthew?
So we go on the last week of September.
Wow.
And we're there for 3 weeks.
Oh, mate, you are going to have the time of your life. And I've been to San Francisco. It's brilliant. I was only there briefly, but San Fran and New York are completely different places.
Both really cool. My sister used to live in San Francisco. It's just wonderful.
Much more laid back than New York, and a lot smaller and hilly. It's everywhere. It's hills.
You will not be disappointed with Alcatraz. It's really atmospheric, and they do a brilliant tour there. You get the sort of audio tour thing that you can put on your headphones, but everywhere is just so cool.
We've already booked a night tour of Alcatraz.
Oh my God! So terrifying.
So, it's really exciting. So, myself and my partner, we don't drink, but we overly indulge in food in a massive way.
Oh well.
So
you're going to the right place.
We're going to be
make sure the camper van's got good suspension, mate. Seriously, the weight you're going to put on.
If this thing's rocking, we're eating cheesecake.
Oh, Matthew, listen, if you get a moment, send me an email saying you've booked to go to New York because of the show, because we're going to send all this stuff onto the tourist board and we'll see if we can get some work out of it, basically. But even if you can't be bothered, that's fine. But you're going to have an absolutely awesome time, man. Well done. And
no, 100% I will do. I'll drop you an email. We're also making a travel video out of it. Wow. So we've got GoPros and we've got a couple of drones as well.
Oh, look at this! It's like a professional movie maker.
Yeah. So we thought we'd do a big style. So we'll send it all in to you.
Yeah,
and,
nice one, man.
I'll send you an email beforehand, and then I'll give you a call when I get back.
Stop calling her your partner. Is it? I'm assuming it's a female that you've married. I'm about to.
Yes, my wife.
Exactly. Don't call her your partner. It's your wife now, Matthew. Hey, listen, man. Congratulations, and you'll have a brilliant time. Thank you, man.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Wow, so jealous.
We've had a few people. By the way, this would help us out a little bit. Loads of you have said you're considering. That's the first definite booking I think we've had for New York. That because of the shows we did in New York, you're thinking of going to New York. If you want to jot me down an email, Iain@iainlee.com, just saying that would actually be helpful because we're trying to get some work out of the tourist board. Why not? Wow, isn't that incredible?
Oh, God, wouldn't it be brilliant?
He's reminded me, and you've seen this, and we did it on the Lols show, and it became viral. This Irish... You know exactly. It's so funny.
Bloke lent his dad his GoPro, took it to
Las Vegas. He took it to Las Vegas, right? His GoPro, and he had it on a selfie stick, right? And so he's filming. He's going. And over there is the. I can't do that. Over there is the Sands Hotel, and over there. And now I'm walking down the street, and if you look over there, look, there's Elvis and all of that. But he had it set up wrong. So all of it, he's just filmed himself. So instead of filming out. He's filmed himself. It's on YouTube. I'll try and find the link now and I'll post it. It is and there's hours of it.
It's him standing on his balcony.
Yeah, the balcony bit is the funniest bit. That's the bit we did in Lols where he's stood, and you can see it's a close up of his face. He's going over there. You can see and over there is, and it's literally 3.5 hours of this Irish guy's face.
Imagine the sun. Okay, well, you bring back the film and I'll sort it out for you.
It's brilliant. I'll try and find it now and tweet it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
J Rambo 9119 is listening to us from Pennsylvania.
Excellent. We can start then.
We can start. Pat!
Hi!
You've woken up, have you?
I'm really sorry. It's been a very stressful day.
Why? What's happened?
I lost my radio show.
Oh.
Oh. How comes?
I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it yet. You'll hear about it soon.
Okay.
It's just a bit sad.
I said something that was a bit dirty. It was more than it's actually more than dirty.
That's surprising, Pat. Normally, you know how to judge the limits of acceptability so well.
Very tasteful.
But the hospital have asked me not to talk about it until the disciplinary.
Okay.
See, you know.
Still a bit of discipline, eh? Ka-ching! Wow.
Well, anyway, I've been cheering myself. Are you going to ask me, by the way, about sausages, Ian?
Nope.
Okay.
Definitely not going to ask you about the sausages.
Oh, okay, I'll just scribble that one out then.
Cumberland is all I'm going to say to you.
No, butcher sausages are better because they're bigger. And
Steady.
Flipping heck.
Steady.
Fat content.
There we go. Thanks very much indeed for calling. Well, we're nearly at the end of the show. 6 minutes. Thence about left. What you got this weekend? Anything exciting?
This weekend, I have got 2 really tired kids. They've been really grotty all week.
Yeah, mine have. I think it's the heat.
Not sleeping at night properly.
Really annoying.
Mm-hmm. And whingy.
Yeah. I took the youngest to one side and said, "Come on, man, you're better than this. You're better."
How old is he?
5. So I did. It's a grown-up conversation.
They're still babies.
I said, "Come on, man, you're better than this. You're whinging about nothing. Come on, dude. Listen, if there's something worth whinging about, I'm with you. But this ain't nothing."
I've had that conversation with my 5-year-old and said, "Look, if this is the worst thing in your world, you're pretty lucky." Yeah. And then I thought, "I know you're 5."
So what are you doing with them tomorrow? So dating them.
I'm hoping I don't know.
It's a joke.
I don't know. On a Saturday, I always have all these plans. The other day I was saying, I'm going to take you to the cinema and don't fancy it.
Oh, fancy it. Some good films coming out, actually. Minions, the Despicable Me 3, which has been trailed for absolutely ages. And there's a new Spider-Man film coming out. Summer blockbusters, you see. Summer blockbusters.
See, the girls haven't seen any of the superhero movies. I offered to take them to see Wonder Woman the other day. It is a bit long, and I wonder whether they would get it.
I think the boys would be a bit restless because of the length.
And also, the World War I thing's a little bit boring.
Spider-Man, I make up. It'll be a bit violent, but it'll be a bit more silly than some of the other. I think this is aimed at the kids. This one, I think. It's a British lad, isn't it, playing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
His dad is Dominic Holland, who's a stand-up comedian. I used to, he's been doing it forever.
But I've got to judge the mood on the day at the moment, because I go planning things, and then, if they're not in the mood, there's no point, is there?
Yeah. Yep. Tomorrow, we've got my friend Colin coming round. And we're finally going to finish making the guitar that was painted, and it's taken ages because I don't know how to build a guitar. The instructions are in Chinese, literally they're in Chinese. And Colin has actually done this before, and he's good with tools.
Brilliant.
And I was going to go over to his and do it, but the boys are really keen to help. So tomorrow he's coming over bright and early tomorrow morning, about 10:30, 11, and then we're gonna build the guitar, my eldest, because some of you may remember I talked ages ago about how he painted this guitar. It's
done a really good job on it.
Oh man, it looks stunning, and I varnished. We varnished it. A bit of the paint came off, but I think it still looks really, really good. It's got this varnish on. So build the guitar. He wants to do it before the summer holiday, so he can take it into school and show off to all his mates, and that's fine. So we are doing that. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Ian. My name's Paul Danino.
Paul Domino.
Paul Danino, yeah.
And whereabouts are you from, Paul?
Glasgow.
Glasgow. That's an interesting accent. Were you born in Glasgow?
No.
Whereabouts were you born?
Edinburgh.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Paul? Why do you have an Irish accent?
It's a Scottish accent.
Really, Paul? Thanks for calling. It's a Scottish accent. So we're doing that tomorrow. And then the boys are going, my wife are going to, we know this family. And someone in their family owns like an old ruin, like a mansion that burnt down. It's the weirdest place, right? It's at the top of this hill, and it's this mansion, and it burnt down like years and years ago. It's just like a little bit of a sort of ruin. I mean, like maybe 100 years ago, and it's on this hill, and it's wonderful. And they've got it's got a bit of money, and a forest and stuff. And so every year they kind of have like a big party up there. So they've got a big party up there and having barbecues, and then they're all going to camp up there. And I'm having none of it. I'm having none of it. I'm not a camper, as you know. So tomorrow afternoon I'm gonna. Well, I'm not gonna watch Naked and Afraid because we've agreed we're gonna watch that together.
I don't want you watching that without me and knowing what's gone on.
No. So tomorrow, well, I want to say I'm going to watch like a film or play a game or something, but since coming back from New York, I found if I just sit around doing that, I get very restless. I want to make something, but I don't want to make another Door into Summer because I literally just put this episode 2 up yesterday, and I don't want to flood the market. By the way, if you listen to Upload Radio, it's going to be broadcast on DAB and Radio Player Saturday night at 9 o'clock. You'll be able to listen to it. I just wonder, if you do listen to it on that, you hear it, send me an email, because I'd be keen to know if it's worth pursuing. But I'm finding sitting around, not doing a lot, I'm getting itchy fingers, and I want to create something and make something, but I've got nothing else.
Why don't you write some more of your book?
I could do that, actually. Actually, I want to... that's what I can do. Jill Gibson. I want to type up Jill Gibson for an article in Record Collector.
There we go.
That's what we're going to do. There we go. And then Sunday, I will spend the entire day feeling anxious and dreading Sunday night because it's Eddie Large.
And then Sunday night will be a massive relief and you'll have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm really worried because I've oversold it, and I'm just worried that too many people are going to turn up. But... I'm looking forward to it, and
they'll work it out.
Yeah, it will get worked out, and and I keep thinking, well, I'm going to lose 250 quid,
right?
Which, in the great scheme of things, isn't much because I just said I'd take the hire of the hall, and the rest of the money would go to Eddie and all of this stuff. And I keep thinking, but I've got to remember, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because it's a nice thing to do.
Right. Remember the people we met in New York?
Yeah.
Most of them were doing creative stuff just to get it out of the system, weren't they?
Yeah, you're right. And it's Eddie's 76th birthday on Sunday. 76th birthday. And what a thrill, actually, to be sharing that with him. And so that's going to be good. That is going to be good. And I'll tell you what we'll do. If we'll see what the internet is like there. I'm not sure if there's Wi-Fi. I might stream a little bit of it. If Eddie's up for it, I'll introduce him to the world of Periscope, and we might be saying hello to you about 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. I don't know. I know loads of you are coming. I know Dredge is coming to possibly walk around the hall asking if anyone's got questions, but we might not be doing that.
Subject to change.
You're coming to record it. We might play a bit of it out on the radio show. We'll see how that goes. Okay. But it'll be a good night. Barry Weston's coming. That'll be nice to meet him.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, it'll be good. And if you're coming, I'm going to stick around. I won't be able to stick around too long because I've got to drive back because I've got a busy day Monday. But I will certainly be sticking around and saying hello, and if you want pictures of me, I don't know why you would want to, but you're very welcome to. And we'll see how Eddie feels. I reckon, I know he's not been very well, he's had a bit of an infection recently, but I reckon once
Dr. Showbiz
hits his vein. I don't mean cocaine. I'm not. I think I know he's getting very, very nervous about it, and it's really interesting. He's sending these emails with his nerves are apparent. I think once he gets up there and starts it, you'll be able to get him off stage. He'll be there all night. Won't shut him up.
He's going to love it.
Won't be able to shut him up. He is going to love it, and it's going to be what a thrill. Actually, I'm very excited. That is it, dear listener. That is your lot. I tell you what. Last 30 seconds goes to line 1. Good evening. Line 1.
Hello, hi, Ian, it's Andre.
I know.
Oh, hi, and I've got a bit of an ultimatum here. Ian?
You got an ultimatum?
For you, yeah, and for Hot Holly and Curvy Cass.
Okay, yes.
Every time I phone, well, otherwise I might not phone anymore, they've got to talk to me, yeah? Nicely. Alright? That's the deal. Is that all right? Ian? Hello?
What a weird show.
I think he's mistaken the number that we've got here for Babe Station.
I think he might have done. Don't forget, podcasts are plenty. We are sort of every other day or so letting out a New York podcast.
Put Kramer Part 2 out today.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it's all, it's all happening there. Dear listener, that is your lot. Holly, thank you very much for your help this week. You've been absolutely brilliant. Catherine, we need to have a word.
I've got a word.
Maybe see you on Sunday. Otherwise, back on Monday at 10. Ta-ta!